I agree with all said. Cardi B, don't you got no morals? You pregnant. And Young Miami, I heard you about to get arrested. But it's all going down today. Tales from the crib. So you know what you need to do. Hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, hit that like button. While you at it, hit that notification bell. And no Chris Brown disrespect will be tolerated this episode. This your boy, Jesse J, Philip Supreme 305 with my co-host
Chico Grande, Chico 2 times. What is up, Crib Crew? It's time to party. It's another week, another episode, another week of nonsense. Who do we got on this episode?
Man, another person getting arrested. More on the docket, man. Quavo slapping somebody with 700K, man. 700K for a slap. Man, sign me up, man. I don't need half of that. Give me 50. But hey, man, this episode 175. Tales from the Crib, man. We made it 175 weeks of straight news, straight gossip. We got the facts. We got everything you need to know. And we breaking it down for you. And I need y'all to comment down below and let us know how you feel about this, man. But how your week going so far, Cole?
It's going great. I'm ready to talk about the news. There's a lot of craziness in the world going on. Boosie hating on his own kinfolk. Quavo slapping people.
Caitlin Clark sending her fans at
her evil fans.
Her evil fans at your girl, your boo boo, DJ, what's it called, DJ?
Oh, she got her look back.
Pow,
she said, "I see you." She said, "Oh, I'm gonna show you." She's like, "What? The Vipers from Dodgeball?"
Oh man, let's see, man. Caitlin Clark could not dodge that, but I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
She got swept.
I'm ready for this.
Bring out the brooms.
That's disrespect.
Sweet.
They need more games in the playoffs.
Swept in the
disrespect.
first round.
Watch their views go down.
Their views are gonna go down. Oh, and guess what?
What?
For Vegas, for talking all that trash, they're gonna lose too.
The Aces?
Oh yeah.
I thought
they losing.
Man, we're going to talk about that later, man. It's enough about all that, man. It's time to get to the juicy details. Time to get to the couple of the year.
Time to talk
the
about
Hov and
Beyonce exes.
The Hov and Beyonce of the rap game?
No.
Nah.
No one even aspires to be the Hov and Beyonce.
What?
They're not trying to get beat up in an elevator. You act like they're an example.
See, that's when you don't cheat on Beyonce. You don't got to worry about people, talking to you with respect. But hey, man, looks like here Cardi B is leaking out text messages from Offset. Leaking the message out, man. It looks like this roller coaster relationship appears to be over again, man. Once again, Cardi B is saying, "I'm finna divorce you, Offset." So this is the second time that she's going to file for divorce.
She'll be back.
I mean,
she always comes back.
That's what Offset feel. Offset feel like she always come back.
She's being a little more extra though.
Exactly. I mean, she said all this in this video. We're gonna play this video, then gonna come back and let you know the more juicy details about this nasty divorce. I think she want all this money.
She's taking everything, even his pride.
Damn, I'm trying to find.
Ooh.
I've been cuffed up too long. Let me remind.
Tell him.
Yo, when I tell you,
get that interview.
The narcissism is all time high. And you know what's so crazy? I really be feeling like when people be saying like narcissist, and everything, I be like, do y'all even know what that word mean? But now I really do see what's narcissist. You know what's so crazy? I find it so crazy, right? You know what I find so crazy? That a think that they could just buy a you know what I'm saying? I love me, but you can buy me no more.
I'm a Christian.
And it's so crazy that a think that that's enough. It's not enough, honey. It's just not enough. And you know what's so funny too? I find it funny that think that they could fuck on anything, but when I start talking to you, want to threaten me with taking that I work my off for.
You said, "Can I?"
You want to play those games with me?
That's weird.
We're going to play them games too. Since you want to threaten me, talking about you want to take my you want to take my because I'm moving on? Move on. Why can't you move on? Why can't you move on?
She got a squash.
Oh my God!
It's no fun when Mama got the gun, right?
Ain't no fun when the
It's no fun when I'm slanging.
Oh, she's slanging. Cole, so you catching?
Drunk. Them bitches gonna throw you that pussy for 2,000. Bitches gotta survive out here.
She gotta survive.
Bitches gotta survive out here, nigga. Oh,
that?
now I'ma fuck them bitches. Now I'ma fuck bitches. Yeah. Okay, you could do that. You was gonna do it regardless. You go to a club and you probably get drunk. You give them bitches $2,000 and you was gonna fuck them regardless. Them hoes gotta survive.
They got to survive.
These hoes is hungry out here. We in a recession, baby.
My co-host
Them
is
hoes
feeding
gotta get
families.
fucked. They gotta get paid. Do that. I don't care.
He's sponsoring a few families out here.
Oh, I'm a watch what I'm gonna do to you. Watch what I'm this, that, blah, blah, blah. You already done it all. You already done it all. You already done it all.
All right, shout
You done it all.
All right, shout Lilo.
You done it all. You done it all. Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me. You done it all, so I don't care. I don't. Get back. No, nigga, I don't have to do that shit. I just gotta fuck a nigga that's better than you.
That's a hurt.
However, I don't give a fuck.
God damn, Coast. First topic.
You can expose whatever the fuck you want to expose.
You
nigga,
wanted
I exposed it myself. Fuck
fine.
it out of here. I told you when the Libra start Libraing, we really
Libra
don't
start
give a
Libraing.
fuck. Now, goodbye.
No, goodbye.
And
did.
Disrespectful.
That's like with my co-host. Hold on, we'll see what is this in. A single man that's expecting a child on the way can.
So a pregnant single woman can have S, but a single man that's expecting a child on the way can. Yes, he can. Yes.
That's disrespect.
On whose side? On her.
Both.
I mean, hey, first off, wait. It's not. We're gonna talk about all this stuff in a few minutes, but it's not my fault that it is my fault. It's our fault you got pregnant.
Fault.
But at the same time, just because you can't have fun, don't mean I can't have fun. I can still go to the club. I ain't pregnant. Is it wrong that I want to go to the club while you at home having those strange cravings, one pizza with sardines on it and pineapples?
This is why you mainly hang out with pregnant ladies.
Oh Lord!
So you can shoot those clubs up.
Nah, man. Hey, you say pregnant pee is the best.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying. And this
Is it pregnant pee or toxic pee?
Both.
Or playoff pee?
Oh Lord.
Paul George.
Nah, but like I was saying before, man, this is the second time Cardi B is coming out saying, I'm a divorce Offset. The first time was back in 2022 when, check this out.
She almost divorces him like every year.
Exactly. Check this is back when Summer Bunny came on TMZ crying, saying that I was with Homewrecker. Offset was trying to get me to get a threesome with her and me and Cuban Doll on.
Shout out Cuban Doll. She's the real. She only follows the real.
Oh Lord! But what's up with everybody going after Cuban Doll? Cuban Doll's in everybody's story. It makes no sense whatsoever.
She's just down to party.
Ever since the whole Tato situation happened, I see why Tato left. This is probably why they don't like the Migos, because of the whole Fredo Santana situation and the whole that situation, the whole Cuban Doll.
And the Migos got their chain took.
It's just too much.
And then Cuban Doll also went to hang out with 6ix9ine.
It's too much going on when you're not being faithful. But so she had that situation back in 2020. That's when Offset came out. You know, when she was performing on stage and made this big gesture saying how I love you and I'm gonna be faithful and all this other stuff. So and she ended up taking him back. And like you said, she always take him back. And it's just finally coming to a point where I'm guessing Cardi B is sick and tired of being sick and tired. And she says
she back on the market.
I mean, she said she's back on the market. She said she smashed somebody when she was pregnant. That's when you know it's real bad.
That's bad.
When
you're messing up bad if that's going on.
Exactly.
If you got a girl pregnant, she's so mad at you that she smashes somebody else while pregnant, you did some crazy stuff.
I mean, he did.
For the most part. I mean, there might be some random girls that are just crazy. But, like anybody else, but
I mean, some people are saying, I mean, he just can't keep his willy in his pants. He had the whole Krishan Rock situation. Blueface exposed that, saying, "Oh yeah, what happened to you and Blueface on November the 10th at 4 a.m. in California?" Had that situation.
Blueface should have hung out with Cardi B. What if she got back with Blueface?
That'd have been crazy. You had the whole Sweetie situation. You remember Sweetie? That's why Quavo and Sweetie broke up. They alleged that she slept with Offset.
Yeah, that's true.
Had the Selena Powell situation where she said she was pregnant.
How you Eskimo brothers with Lil AK?
And then on top of that, you know, allegedly Black China And then, you had
Black China's also been in everyone's story.
horrible. And then the crazy part about it is people were saying it's not the fact that Offset cheat. Because, I mean, he rich, he getting money, he a rapper, this is what they do. It's just the type of quality of girls that he basically doing. So, because he not going after, like, the celebrities, like the Nia Longs or, like...
He's going after the love and hip-hop community, basically.
Basically, like the Sukianas and things like that. Sexy
Your
Red.
favorite.
Hey, Sexy Red can get it. Stop playing.
No, Sukiana.
And I mean, so people are saying that this is basically Offset's karma because Offset is just he has no basically
you reap what you sow.
Basically, he had no discipline. And remember one time she even got sued for this. I mean, Cardi B had a lawsuit pressed against her when Offset was allegedly messing with Batty G and this girl named Jade, these strippers, and Cardi B went after her and hit him with a bottle.
Jade, who's the one that got the 6ix9ine tattoo, right?
Yeah, her. So they had wholesale.
Man, that's a weird, man. I still don't understand that why all the celebrities or it's like all the football players have their own like group of girls they mess with. The basketball players mess with the same handful of girls. The rappers, and then like some of the girls go like in between, but a lot of them it's like they're just in that certain group.
True, they are.
It's pretty crazy. It's like I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to date no one where it's like, oh, I know like the last 8 people that you were hanging out with.
True.
Like that ain't cool.
But you see how it is. I mean, they dating all the same people. Like that chaotic dude that be a little scrappy. He's now dating Little Bow Wow's ex, the girl that beat up Bow Wow in the elevator and everything, and had him call the cops.
Oh, what's her name?
It's like start with a K. And it's just a lot. I mean, they all date in the same circle of women. And then remember we did the other story with like the whole pre-girl, how she was beefing with the other girl, and like they ended up finding out that they sending Kayla B to basically do Offset dirty work to be his hitman.
Yeah. And
beat up girls. So I mean, Offset just needs to learn how to keep it in his pants. And
upset.
Exactly. He needs to learn that you getting money right now. I mean, when will you learn that you got a wife at home with 3 kids? When you going to just put it in your pants or just start messing with girls that's going to keep it a little more secret? Because they don't mess it. Because every time you cheat, it come out.
I mean, once you pop, you just can't stop.
Disrespectful.
Some people, no matter how old they are, some people have, what's crazy is it's tough for celebrities because back in the day, like regular people, they'd have whole secret families.
True. You
and
can't
be
do
like,
that anymore.
every year I got to go and see my cousins and they're in another state and really they're going like 30 minutes away and spending a week with their other family.
Pretty much now you can't do anything because they posting it on Instagram. They posting they posting photos when they in your bathroom mirror and like somehow your girlfriend know how your mirror look like. Oh, I know that tile. Ho. And then that's how it end up happening. Then they end up fighting.
Hey, nobody got the formula like Nick Cannon.
Oh, of course. I mean,
you got it all in line.
That's what you got to do. It's sad to say it. It don't make it like to me mathematically. It don't make no sense when they be like, just tell them the truth. Just tell them the truth. Like, oh yeah, I mess with all these other girls. If you want to mess with me, you gotta you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it shut. Don't talk to nobody about it.
He was also messing with that girl with Bow Wow's ex. Was it Kayomi or something like that?
That's who Chaotic messing with now.
Who's Chaotic?
Chaotic is a dude that he was doing he was basically like.
Is he a rapper?
Yeah, he a rapper. He's on Love and Hip Hop, and he was.
I ain't watched Love and Hip Hop since Cardi B was on it.
But yeah, they all, and then Lori Harvey be passed around. It's a lot of people that's passed around.
Get past this way.
This is why more and more of this. This is why you respect Lala.
Lala Anthony.
Because as soon as not Lala Anthony, I'm tripping. Not Laura London. This is why you respect Laura London. Because as soon as
she knows how to play a role.
Nipsey passed away, you ain't hear no people about it. You don't hear her dating nobody. She over here still mourning his passing away. She ain't throwing that poom poom on nobody, and if she is, she ain't telling nobody.
She ain't telling a soul.
But I mean, Cardi B still loves and respects Offset. She's saying she does go out there and get back on her single stuff. She gonna mess with somebody that's better than him, and it's not gonna be an op because she know how her ops want all his ops basically going to her DMs like allegedly Lil Baby in them.
What do you think is maybe a worse feeling? Is maybe dating someone who's also a celebrity and having a kid with them and then not working out and then this whole relationship being public where like the next dude she's dating of course is gonna be all over the news? or where you're like a celebrity and then you date like a regular person that's not famous at all, but through them being your significant other, you make them famous, and then they go off and date someone else that's famous afterwards, and it's like you brought them into the celebrity world, and now they're out there being, famous with somebody else.
I'd rather get somebody pregnant that's already famous, because that way, once I get you pregnant and get you 2-3 kids in your stomach, ain't nobody gonna want you. Who gonna want you?
That's what Offset thought.
Ain't nobody. Nobody finna cuff Cardi B.
Who do you think she was hanging out with?
So probably some soccer,
I heard it was iShow Speed.
That's a downgrade.
I'm just kidding.
That's a downgrade.
It was Kai.
But
They're
I
both
think
from New York.
Like they gonna see her with like a soccer player or like a baseball player or something like that. But
that's like was it Tom Brady's wife Giselle? She
had
kids.
The
yoga coach?
I think she
started hooking up with the yoga coach.
But she downgraded. And she left him like
that yoga coach. So he upgraded.
Exactly. I
need to get my online yoga.
But I don't think he's messing with her now. But it's just like it's like when people are already talking about, if who wants to basically pick up a game and start a game on level 10, like who does that? I don't think celebrities do that. You already got Leonardo DiCaprio saying he cutting girls off at 25. I don't think they out here cuffing girls. If you up there in like celebrity rank, you ain't cuffing no girl that already got 2-3 kids, 4 kids.
I'm surprised that Ben Affleck went back with J-Lo, to be honest.
Yeah, that's on and off.
Yeah, on and off still, like knowing the record.
And then on top of that, he already got a bunch.
She was at the Diddy parties.
True. And then on top of that, he already got a bunch of kids. So, I don't really know, because if you go with these athletes gonna have more and more kids. I don't see them, and that's not gonna be making it any more better. You going from Offset to an athlete. Athletes ain't faithful.
No, they're worse.
You see what Gilbert Arenas out there doing? They're exposing everybody.
He's exposing himself.
You see Shaq out there. Shaq laying that.
Shaq out there taking Gilbert's girl.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Could you imagine being a professional athlete and be like, oh man, is she hooked up with anyone else in the league? Like anybody, but like this dude or that dude. And then they're like, Shaq? Shaq's been retired for 7 years now.
He's
but probably when that happened though, Shaq was probably still in the league. But it was old Shaq.
Would you be surprised?
She like the wrinkly Shaq.
Would you be surprised if you find out that Shaq's in Cardi B DM right now?
No.
He is. Remember,
the real DMs you need to be in is Hennessy Carolinas.
Ooh.
I'll be in her DMs.
Oh, remember the Home Depot girl?
She got apparently she's like likes girls, right?
Who?
Hennessy.
Yeah, she does. That's what I'm gonna say. I think she does. Yeah.
She can turn her back. I'll change your life.
Horrible. But we're going to let you know how this goes. Most likely Offset knows that she ain't going nowhere. He finna just let her cool down. He gonna be in the doghouse for 2 or 3 months.
She can cool down over here. Tales from the Crib workshop is open. We do accept
all forms of payment. But they comment
forms of payment.
And no baby oil.
Oh God, no Diddy.
Exactly, but y'all comment down below.
Did you see when they even called him out and they're like, his lawyer was like, he has so much because he has a Costco membership and you can only buy in bulk. And Costco's like, we don't sell baby oil in bulk. They snitched on him immediately.
That's disrespectful. I think Costco they sell you just the bigger container. They wouldn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't ask how I know.
Yeah,
just know
how
I
do
know.
You know that?
But hey, man, y'all comment down below. Comment down below, how long do you think they're going to be single before they get back together? I give Offset and Cardi at least 5 months. Oh, my God.
You know what I would love? She hooked up with Post Malone. That would be hilarious.
Isn't he? I think he has a chick.
He could always have another one.
It is Hollywood.
Or Tyler, the Creator.
Isn't he bi?
Yeah.
That's nasty. If she do that, you don't even want that no more.
No,
I feel like Boosie. No, I'm sorry. But hey, man. Comment down below once again. But speaking about feeling like, man.
No, speaking like, if you're watching this on TFTC Clips, you need to go to the main page, Tales from the Crib, and hit the subscribe so the subscribers can match.
Facts.
How does TFTC Clips have 2K subs and we're only at like 1.9? Deceptions. Go over to Tales from the Crib, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But look, my co-host
I blame Kamala Harris.
My co-host's favorite dancer, my co-host's role model in life, Chris Breezy, is in trouble yet again. The network that released Quiet on the Set will produce a Chris Brown Domestic V documentary that features a new accuser. The only way he can be stopped is by bringing this to the light. Yeah, and it's an Investigation Discovery Network. They released a trailer. I think my co-host made a cut up of that. And I don't know why my co-host, but somehow Santa found out about this. And even he is upset about Chris Brown, but I guess Santa's going to read us the news.
Let's see what Santa's going to say about this. But this is dropping October the 27th. Chris Brown, History of Violence on the ID network. We're going to play this video. Then we're going to come back and let you know more about this Chris Brown's legal issues and what this documentary can talk about.
Yep.
I'm sure the girls want a couple of questions and bangs and bangs. For the young ladies, what's up, man? You got a girl or what? Nah, I'm keeping my options open, so I'll be checking for me, you know what I'm saying? Hey, keep it to the best hard stuff will get you a guitar player. Chris Brown is the main debuts to that right there. Chris Brown's an amazing and talented musician, but let's call a thing a thing. He's an abuser of women, consistently, unapologetically. Over here, live your calm and not that fear when you're feeling compared. Chris pulled down that group. Your hearing for your restraining order. There's a long list of various different women being pretty upset, you know, we call it the accused Chris Brown of assaulting that. And Chris Brown has been detained in an alleged case of rape. He has an audience full of assault deniers. There's some dollars just right over there. No, I have not spoken about this matter publicly, but that's the only way that he can be stopped.
Like I said,
what the hell was that, co-host?
I mean,
you had Santa reading the video, and then like in the parts where it's like it didn't know if it was like supposed to talk or not, it would be like it's Santa.
I was trying not to get copyrighted. Hey man, if I get copyrighted on this, I'm gonna be mad. What's the point of Santa
North Pole
voice?
is gonna copyright you.
Disrespect.
Mrs. Claus is gonna copyright you.
All right, but like I said before, man, this is a documentary. Oh no, I'm tongue-tied. This is a documentary about Chris Brown and basically his legal issues and all his domestic violence issues that he had the longest life in Hollywood. This is going all the way back to the Rihanna situation.
He's had all kinds of issues. I mean, he after that, even on Good Morning America, he was asked Rihanna questions, even though it had been a while. And he flipped out and destroyed his dressing room and threw a chair out the window in Times Square. I still remember that to this day.
I remember that situation, and they're talking about that situation. They even go as far back as his childhood, like when his mom was basically left his dad, and she ended up going with somebody. He'd been through that whole domestic violence situation, witnessing that, and it's just crazy how Chris Brown, in my eyes, I thought he was doing up and up and up. He wasn't really getting in trouble, besides little temper tantrums he was throwing, like my co-host just said. But it turns out that he's just paying women under the table, giving them the money to shut them up. And I mean, it looks like the truth is finally finna come out, because like Quiet on the Set went crazy. And they did the docu series exposing Mr. Peck and Drake Bell, talking about all that situation. I know this was gonna get nasty. I mean, because it's gonna be a bunch of girls, and then that last one they had at the end, what nobody knows about.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happened about somebody coming forward.
But it's sad how all these people, they just want money. They don't want to get no criminal charges. They don't want to send Chris Brown to jail. I mean, they just want to get money for this.
Compensated for the pain and suffering.
Nah, man, they need to send Chris Brown to jail, because if this is the simple fact that he not going to jail. Every time he go to jail, he getting 100 days of getting community service.
If you got money like that, and how many times this man has gone platinum, like, he's going to find a way out. He has a good lawyer. He's going to get bail. He's going to get probation. He's going to get a slap on the wrist. That is the luxuries.
Until you become
Especially when he became famous at a young age. Now, not so much because everything is publicized. But back then, you could definitely get away with a lot more.
True. I mean, yeah, everything is publicized. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I thought Chris Brown was on the up and up. He doing his tour. He going all crazy with that. Every time you see him, he over there dancing, doing backflips. But then just to know he being almost worse as Trey Songz. Because Trey Songz is horrible.
When they say he first came out, like, what, 06?
Yeah, with that Run It song. Oh, that song was fire.
I remember him coming out when I was
with T-Pain and Run It and all that?
In high school. Yeah, that's right. When I was in high school and Chris Brown was having his run. This is when I was going through my 4 years of high school.
And then in 2009, that's when he had the whole Rihanna situation.
He was definitely around for your high school years. I mean,
he was.
Because, yeah, I mean, I know you were there like 7 years.
Hard.
So you were there for like his whole run.
Forget you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, I know Chris Brown because he did the song with Joel Santana. That was fire. He also did the song with T. He did the song with a whole bunch of people. But I mean,
paper?
The whole bunch of people. T-Pain. But I mean, it's just crazy how these R&B singles are, man. You would expect.
How do they sing and then be so violent?
Exactly. You would expect it to be these rappers and everything. But nah, it's these R&B singers. They over there taking girls' phones, throwing them over the balcony, locking girls in rooms allegedly. I mean, you see Mystical out here. He honest.
Have you ever had a so-called friend that locked anyone in a closet?
Heck nah.
That's crazy stuff.
I mean, it is crazy. But I mean, when you hear these artists talk about it, like Chris Brown says he got sued by basically his publicist that helped him with the Rihanna situation. He got sued by the publicist because the publicist said that Chris Brown locked him in the room and then like beat him up and slapped him. And Chris Brown was like, because he was stealing money. And I was like, yeah, that'll get you the.
You don't get a pass for that.
Then I remember the Rick Ross situation. I read the Rick Ross book. The people that cut his grass, when he was going out of town, they ended up throwing a big party at his house. That's when he came home early. The people that threw the party, he threw them in the closet, thought about it, kicked everybody out, and then he allegedly beat him up. So I mean, you got all these situations where like, I mean, violence happens, and these artists are making valid points to me. Why they had to put hands to feet? Because you ain't finna touch my money.
I mean, it depends. Like if they were in the house, not supposed to be in the house, and you assault them, you might be able to get away with that. Because it's like they're trespassing in your house, and you have
but still a civil suit because you take it too far.
Yeah, if he did take it too far, like if he had him like instead of just like beat him up and like called the cops, if he had like his whole like entourage jump him,
that's what he did. That's what happened.
Him out.
You know how it happens when you're a rapper, like you.
But we also must not forget when Rick Ross was in Canada and his crew got jumped and he bailed.
Oh Lord!
And he's like, I got Wingstop for everybody. And they're all, yay, and they all had ice packs. They're like, at least we got free wings.
I mean, a 10-piece always makes you a butt whooping feel good.
And he's like, hey, you got kicked in the teeth. You're getting extra ranch for you.
You get this.
He's like, I appreciate that. And he's like, you want the corn? And he's like, nah,
you get the Cajun corn. The Cajun corn is fire.
My face hurts, boss.
Horrible. But I mean, it's enough about this whole Chris Brown slander. Like I said earlier before, man.
He can't get away from it. It seems like he tries his best to get away from the violence, but like people don't let him move on. But sometimes if the axes are pretty horrific, people are never gonna let it go.
It's just what people. I mean, like it's like these networks. These networks are just trying to make a quick buck, and what's selling right now is people basically lawsuits that's being filed because alleged. I mean, it's looking like if you get enough lawsuits piled up against you, a RICO charge is gonna happen like it happened with Diddy, or like the whole Bill Cosby situation is gonna happen. Where like, oh yeah, this situation happened in 1989, and you're like, well, this happened in like 95, and then like they get so many.
Shout out Young Thug. It looks like things are progressing in his case, and the last thing I saw on Instagram was the judge basically getting after the prosecutor and said, y'all have done so much foul stuff, like I got a decision if I just want this whole case thrown out or not. Like I literally have to think about that. So Young Thug might be winning his case.
That's probably why they take it civil, because of things like if you going to take a criminal and you hoping and betting it all on, well, he did do this, but since the cop didn't read him Miranda rights, or the cop they was too aggressive, we got to drop the whole case. So it's like, well, you might as well go civil to get your money then.
It's crazy how it goes because it's like each case is like its own puzzle.
True.
Because you've seen people get where they're like locked up for multiple years on like simple stuff, or like Meek Mill probation violation, and he has to go back and do like real jail time over like BS stuff. But then you see people that even do like double, triple, quadruple murders, and then they beat the case on a technicality because the cops didn't follow what was legal to obtain the evidence, or they got the evidence in an illegal manner, which means the whole case can get thrown out.
Yeah,
because they're basically overdoing it.
And I bet those people, family, like, oh yeah,
they're like he killed those people, but
like Blazing Dog.
Oh, with
Tay Savage.
Tay Savage, yeah.
And then like you know how he beat, like everybody said he did it, but since he had the mask on, he beat the charges. Like he beat the charges. Like he beat the charges. Everybody's saying like, oh yeah, look at Blazing Dog. Like she's over here supporting Tay Savage, but she don't know like he is the person that did what he did.
I don't think she ever supported him.
She just didn't speak ill of him. You wouldn't speak.
I think she just doesn't want to talk about him. Probably like
she's probably tired of it.
Because her mom was in the streets, and her mom allegedly did some things, and supposedly he did a retaliation for some things that she did. So maybe she's like, you know, you reap what you sow. But you know, that's the past.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Some people is like that. You know,
yeah,
some
true.
people, you know, listen to rats like Real Boss and Snitchy and Gunna. But
you
can't, you know. Everyone's different.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different.
Comment down below. Do you listen to Snitches?
Oh, whatever. But I mean, moving on.
What about you, Coz?
Of course, I listen to Boston Richie. I listen to I mean, you know, Diddy finna snitch. There's a lot of Meek Mills. There's a lot of people.
Hold on. Do I have a sound for that?
Emotional damage.
That's what I feel right now. Let down by my co-host.
Oh Lord. I mean, you know, when you make it, I mean, I listen to people that signed the QC. Remember, what is it? What's his name? Q. They saying Q snitched.
I didn't listen to Q.
See, I mean, hey, I listen to Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie Quan snitch. You listen to Rich Homie Quan.
And that was until he snitched. And then deleted all his music. No, I'm kidding. But speaking of crazy artists, we got to talk about someone who was always in the news for talking crazy, basically being the old head on the block that isn't afraid to speak their mind on sensitive topics. You know, in this day and age, everything is up for debate. Everything is being brought to the table, and everything is up for discussion. And in this day and age, sometimes if you voice your opinion and you're on the wrong side of the fence or the wrong side of the majority, the masses can come after you. And it looks like Lil Boosie has been in the scope or under the microscope for a lot of his comments. But you know, people are allowed to think, they're allowed to have their religion, believe whatever they believe in, and sometimes religion interferes with other things. So basically what's going on, Lil Boosie's daughter, Ivana, gets emotional while calling out for making comments. No matter how you feel at the end of the day, I'm your blood. Basically, his daughter's part of the LGBTQ community, and he doesn't want her around the household or her with her significant other, right?
Yeah, so basically what's going on is that Boosie went on Carisha Please's talk show, and you know, he talked about a situation about his family, talked about how he doesn't want his daughter and her relationship at his house so it won't contaminate all the kids, because you know, Boosie got a lot of kids, and, you know, they got everybody in uproar, you know, got everybody mad because they got Boosie daughter out here making this video right here. We're gonna play the video. We also gonna let you see what Boosie said. Then we gonna come back and let you know how deep and far back all this trauma goes. Cause it's sad, man. She was crying.
And me, I feel like I done been through the most with you. And every time I turn around, it's like you bash me. It's like you bash me. And it's like the whole world can go against you, but Ivy won't. Since I've been a little girl, I never would go against you. And I think I'm really fed up. You rather go to the internet and have a conversation with the internet about your kids before you come to us and have that conversation. He done did about 6, 7 interviews about me being gay, right? He never not have one sit down with me, myself, just him and Aviana, and ask me why you became that way, Fat. What triggered you? It never been that. Every question y'all asking him, and he giving y'all them answers. If I go ask him that, he wouldn't give me an answer. You know what I'm saying? He don't. The things that he do, bruh, I would have never thought he would do.
So when your daughter came out and told you she was gay, it was nothing. I mean, she still can't bring her situation to our house. My daughter is grown. Well, why? She's grown. Because I don't want it to contaminate her other. It's a generation we raised. I don't want her to get contaminated to her other 6, 7 sisters who look up to her. I want them to bring me grandchildren the right way.
Yeah, Boosie crazy.
If I want grandchildren the right way, that's what I'm going to stand on. You know, if I don't want my other little girl to look at that and say, what's that, Daddy?
Contaminated.
To somebody she looks up to, it's not going to come around. My grandpa didn't let it. My daddy didn't let it. And I didn't let it. I just hope the one under me, when they take this throne, they don't let it. Because that's not what our family believe in. Like you say, we Southern Baptists. You know, I love me and my daughter relationship like this. But when she understands everything, she know Daddy don't go, she know. But that's what she chooses to do. But she know we don't go for that. I'm like Whitney Houston, mama. Yeah, she gonna stay over there.
All right, so we got Marlon Wayans says, you can't paint Boosie as a monster after the rapper faced backlash from his daughter for comments he made on an interview. I believe him, his daughter, and God will figure this out. It took me a second. Give their family grace. Yeah, you can't paint him as a monster. That man is a father that provides. I believe him. Yeah, I just read that. She know her daddy loves her. That's all that matters. Hey, he may come around, he may not, but that's on him and her.
True. I mean, it is on him and her. I mean, if you didn't know, I mean, Boosie like 41, 42 years old. So, I mean, he old school. So, I mean, this is the kind of mindset I would expect people that was like basically born at this.
He said he's Southern Baptist.
I mean, yeah, he's basically he believes in the Bible. You know what it's saying in the Bible. Some people just don't go along with everything. I mean, I understand where he coming from, but I mean, I understand where she's coming from too, because she's saying like this has been going on ever since they took that trip in Jamaica, and like she told him like, oh yeah, Dad, I'm this, and then ever since then he called her the gay B word, and she's been hearing a whole bunch of words since then, and she just tired of it. I mean, like she hurt. You see it. I mean, I understand. I understand her. I really ain't I never been through her pain before, but I understand you just want to be accepted by your family. You want to be accepted by your dad, and you just want to be able to be loved and bring your relationship over there.
So what do you think about that? Like, what about people that are religious and say that they live their life like to their religion fully, and if their religion is against a certain way of life, then they'd find it almost going against their religion for having that certain way of life in their household, which they may feel is a sacred place. So can you understand their opinion on that? I feel like what honestly happens a lot is even families that are super religious, that a lot of times they may be stern, like Boosie's being right now. Like, you can't bring your significant other to the house. I don't want that rubbing off on your siblings. Like, he may be stern like that, but then like over time, they loosen up.
True. I mean,
and it's like is it okay to kind of give them their time to kind of deal with it and figure it out, or should we judge people for not accepting something right away, even if the accepting thing is actually going against your faith? Because that may be the ultimate test. Like, if you truly believe in like your religion to the like 100%, like, do you choose your religion or do you choose your child? Because your child's choosing a way of life that goes against your religion.
I mean, if you out here, I mean, you can. You can't say this and then turn around. You having sex out of wedlock. You having sex before marriage. You out here be like this new generation. People showing off your moose knuckle. No, you can't do that. No.
You can't be commenting on moose knuckle.
You can't be showing off your moose knuckle.
Boosie got a moose knuckle?
I'm just saying, these girls out here showing up. You can't be doing all that. Like, you can't be saying, you can't do this, but you over here eating shellfish. Like, all the 10 Commandments things, thou shalt not steal, and all this stuff. Like, these people out here stealing every day. Like, nah, you can't. You can't. Like, every sin. I thought all sins were created equal. Like, ain't one was greater than the other. Like, I can't be doing this.
That ain't true though.
You can't accept the crackhead son, but not accept the gay one. It ain't right. It ain't right. I mean, to me, it ain't right. I mean, I guess the only reason I say that is because I know I got like gay homosexual family members. So, I don't, and I seen how they feel that they've been like picked on and all that stuff. And it was just messed up and wrong, and it's tough. So, and I know like you just a regular person, and you just want to be seen and heard, but at the same time, I do know how people are scared and like they don't want their kids to be basically tainted or whatever, contaminated from what Boosie said. But it's like TV shows out here.
Yeah, it's tough if your religion like literally said like you can't do this.
True.
And then you have a child that's doing that. Mm-hmm. It's like if I'm accepting my child, am I committing sin? True. But are you almost committing sin by not accepting your child? So I mean, it's crazy, and it's just like that. I think like that's why religion can be like a general outline on how to be a good person, but you shouldn't take it so literal. Where if you have a family member that's kind of maybe lives a lifestyle that is maybe frowned upon or even looked at badly in your religion, that you can't accept them in your life. So I don't think like what's the point of living that strictly.
True. Yeah, true. I mean, it is.
Like, what, you think you're going to get left behind? They're not going to give you... You're not going to go to heaven because you accepted your child that is part of the LGBTQ community?
True. Yeah, true that. And then on top of that, I remember back in the day, they used to say, like, oh, no, it's not because of that. It's because...
It's like the wristband, WWJD.
Horrible.
You know what's crazy? What? Is people that would be like, well, Jesus would cast out that family member.
I thought Jesus forgave everybody.
Exactly.
It's weird. Like Jesus can't like he forgives everybody, but then at the same time you got these Catholic people doing these unthinkable things. They're just like going in the booth.
Everyone live their life, because if we learned one thing from religion, they still can't explain dinosaurs. So if they can't explain dinosaurs, how are they going to explain anything else?
I mean, hey, man.
I mean that's.
That is...
Because everything was created in 7 days, but the dinosaurs were around hundreds of thousands of years before people. So what do you call time before time?
The Land Before Time.
Exactly.
Madagascar.
It's one of your favorite childhood movies.
I love that movie.
Because it is the land before time.
Hey, I mean, it just feel like... the people with religion.
We have fossils, but not fake.
I mean, but religion. I mean, I don't want to go too deep on religion because the people say like religion was a man-made.
We're gonna get one of those. What is it? Notes, the fact check notes.
True, true. But I mean, hey, don't get it twisted. Boosie does love his kids. I mean, they have the whole T.I. situation with King and Boosie's son Tootie.
Oh my God, King is crazy.
Exactly. And Boosie always talk about his kids. He love his kids. He real old school with it. And
I think Boosie's funny, and I think it's okay to stand on your principles, but I think he does it a little too much.
I mean, what's crazy? The internet was going crazy with this. They were saying like, oh yeah,
it's like he could still say what he says because that's what he believes, and then on the other end, he should be more accepting to his daughter.
He should.
Because he could just tell her to her face, hey, just so you still remember, I don't like what you're doing, but I'm still thankful you're my daughter.
But you
can say both. You can be thankful for someone and be like, I also hate what you're doing right now.
But it's okay for him to pay for SWS workers for his kids.
We're not talking about that right now.
I mean, he doing it, but you got a problem with this, but not a problem with that.
You sound like these.
I'm just saying.
Sound like these pink pill podcasters that bringing other stuff into the argument.
These PETA supporters. We gotta save the furry animals.
My co-host loves the PETA.
Horrible. Whoa. But nah, man. Comment down below how you feel about this whole situation. But moving on, man. We got to talk about more diabolical news, man. This right here, it just ain't making no sense, man.
Quavo ordered to pay man $700K for slapping him around a Las Vegas hotel. Yeah, $700K for 2018 assault. Surveillance footage captured the moment. And they even had him in court saying that, yes, I did assault this man, but I slapped him. I did not punch him. But this man is saying he punched him, and he's suing him for like distress and damages and all this stuff.
And punitive damages. But we got a video right here. We're going to play the video, then come back and let you know what happened on that fateful night of 2018 in Las Vegas.
Migos rapper Quavo to pay nearly $700,000 for hitting a valet at the Wynn back in 2018. Antonio Henry, a former worker for the Encore, says Quavius Marshall injured him physically and emotionally. Marshall's lawyer had said Henry was not injured and was instead in a pursuit of what he called a hip-hop lotto ticket. The jury disagreed and ordered that payout happen today. Police issued Quavo a citation. However, the case does not appear in any court record.
It doesn't appear in any court record. So it looks like here, this happened back in 2018 in Las Vegas. So the Migos were performing. They left the nightclub. It was the Migos and Cardi B. They went to the hotel. I guess Quavo parked his car in front of the hotel. The valet person came up and told Quavo, like, we need you to move your car. We need you to move your car. You see the video, what happened after that. A couple minutes later, Quavo backslapped him.
I ain't moving nothing.
Exactly. Slapped him, and then his gang, his whole crew jumped on him. Like we just talked about a few minutes ago.
I'm getting $1 million.
For real?
Minimum. Buyout $1 million. We could stop the lawsuits right now. Pay me $1 million. I'd actually settle for $800K. I would say $1 million and then take $800K.
Shoot for the stars and then
or
whatever.
$750K.
So what's the low? So okay, so if you got approved for $700K, and they're already saying that Quavo's already Quavo and his lawyer are already gonna appeal this, and then once you appeal this, it goes from having like 11 jurors to like 8. And once you have 8 jurors, only 6 of them have to agree to this or disagree, then it's thrown out. How much was the lowest you gonna go to? Because you know he's finna settle. They're not finna continue with this. He's not getting $700K. So what's the lowest you would take?
$700K. No, I'm kidding. 500 is a minimum. 500K.
500K?
$500,000.
I doubt.
Because I feel like nowadays you even need like more than $1 million to be kind of set for life, to live out the whole rest of your days. But having anywhere from like 500 to 750, 800K, like you're gonna live a nice life at least for like the next decade or two if you're not a fool and just blow the money. I mean, you could even invest in stuff and do all kinds of stuff with that. Like you could buy like a couple of homes that are cheap, investment properties, and rent them out and just live off of those. So I don't know. I mean, I would want some money where I could change my life like that.
True.
Some business opportunities.
I understand that, but at the same time, look when this happened.
Get all the fixes.
This happened 2018. We in 2024. It's 4 more years. It's gonna be 10 years.
That's what happens. Is you sue someone, you think it's gonna be lickety split, and it's not. You sue someone, you're gonna be stuck in court for years. They're gonna appeal it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you win, you get that money.
But how long you gonna be there for? 20 years? If I'm there 20, I'm not gonna be there
20 years.
20 years for going to court. That means you missing. That means you get a real job. That means you missing work every time. It ain't gonna always get excused, and it's always gonna get pushed back. It's a waste of time. You know what's gonna happen. After a while, you be like, "Well, I don't even got time for this," because he's gonna push it back again.
I would see at a certain point if I could just send my proxy, which is my lawyer.
But if you can't,
if I didn't have to, come to every single hearing, and if not, I would just have to let my employer know, and either just like that week you take that hit on your PTO, or if you're going through PTO or don't have any left, that you just get paid your paycheck minus 1 day of work whenever you got court.
So basically you gonna fight this until you basically die.
To the death.
Nah, I'm thinking I'll settle. I'll probably go.
No, I mean that's why you settle. That's why both people settle, so they ain't taking up years of their life. Especially if you're like a famous person and you're traveling and you're like, man, every few months I got to go back to California or Texas or wherever it's going on that you have this court hearing.
I think I'd probably go for $200K. Yeah, basically my legal fees and then $100K. That's good enough to get this over with. Because you're not going to get $700. And you
$350 minimum.
$350? I mean, yeah, $350 is good. $350 is good.
You be
Take
low.
half.
You like those people that go to the pawn shop and they're like, "Oh, we need an expert to tell us the value of this," and they're like, "This item is worth $5,000," and then the guy, you're thinking, "Oh, like maybe I could get like 3,500, 4,000," and the guy's like, "I'll give you $800," and you go, "Okay."
I mean, it depends if I'm tired of it. If I'm tired, if I went to like 8 pawn shops and I be getting like.
And they give you the best offer, you might just take it.
I might just take it because I'm tired of it. Because eventually, after a while, you just want to get it over with.
Yeah,
you just want to get it over with.
That's what pawn shops are counting on.
Exactly, and I give up on pawn shops once I realize like if you sell them something, they want to sell it. They want you to they want to pay you like they want to make like 3 times as much profit as what they sold it to you for. So you ain't gonna get no money. That's like when you go to GameStop and you give them these games, they give you like 50 cents.
Yeah.
But this is the way I could have kept the game for 50 cents.
Yeah. Oh, let me give you my old console and like the 30 games I had. And they'll be like, that will give you $30 to store credit. Yeah. And you're like, buying that on eBay would be like $400.
Yeah, after a while you have to cut your losses. But $700K for a slap, I mean, like you said, man.
What's the minimum you're getting slapped for?
$700K. If you, I need that money.
What if someone comments, I'll give you $10K to slap you?
Hell nah. The fuck? People offer way more than that. I can find 10K. I can make 10K. That ain't nothing.
50K.
I need more than that.
For what pie?
Who are you? A celebrity? Are you famous? Or are you just a regular Joe Smo?
You're famous.
I need 700.
What if Gilbert Arenas came up and said, "I'll slap you for $100K"? You getting slapped for 100?
I take 100.
What about 85?
I take 85K. $85, 85K.
60,000.
60,000.
Or 50,000.
Hell nah, you going too low now. You went back down to the regular number. You think you slick? Nah.
$20.
20, man. I'll slap you.
We got a bidder.
I'll slap you for $20.
Slap you for 15 cents.
Nah, but I mean, we're gonna keep y'all posted on this whole Quavo situation. Hopefully he doesn't have to pay this money. Or he may do the same thing in the game and 50 Cent is doing. You know, keep pushing it off.
Keep pushing.
Exactly.
But we got to talk about losing a legend in the game, Maggie Smith, known for playing Professor Minerva McGonagall in Harry Potter, passes away at 89. Man, she lived a full life.
Exactly.
We have a message here. What does it say? Smith's son, Chris Larkin, and Toby Stevens said in a statement. Sorry, I'm trying to read around the camera. Smith died early Friday in a London hospital. She leaves 2 sons, 5 loving grandchildren who are devastated by the loss of their extraordinary mother and grandmother, they said in a statement issued through publicist Claire Dobbs. This is what, her from 1958?
I mean,
it's crazy. She looks the same.
Basically, she does look the same. Crazy eye and everything.
Crazy eye?
She has?
That's what they call you in the comments.
For real?
Crazy eyes.
I'm not. I'm for Chris Paul. I'm not.
No, they call you Pat Beverly.
Bobby Portis, but nah. Okay. So,
oh yeah, you are Bobby Portis.
Horrible.
Shout out Bobby Portis. Shout out Woo the Kid. Shout out Patrick Beverly.
Horrible, but Maggie Smith, you know, she's a legend. She was born in 1934 in England.
That was only like 15 years before you.
You got jokes. She just passed away on the 27th of this month, 2024. You know, she's been making a lot. She's been winning a lot of awards. She's been old for a
long time. Like she's been an old person in movies for like 40 years.
Basically, I mean, she has a whole bunch of awards, over 58 awards. She's nominated over 157 times. We basically got a clip here of a lot of her TV shows and Harry Potter, of things that she did in her work.
Here we go.
But I told you, I went with Larry Hunter. We had dinner and then we left.
I will not stand quietly by and allow myself to be crucified by a woman whose fetid frustration has overcome her judgment.
Well, we're not all as lucky as you, Sydney. You got your prowling in early.
It reminds me somewhat of the country around Shropshire.
Peter, don't you know who you are?
She's been old since 91.
People wish to kill you.
Act,
Anyone who's met you, I imagine.
Perhaps it would be more useful if I were to transfigure Mr. Potter and yourself into a pocket watch. That way one of you might be on time.
There's nothing simpler than avoiding people you don't like. Avoiding one's friends, that's the real test.
Pier totum locomotor.
I've always wanted to use that spell. I've got to go through the ridiculous business of dunking it in the lukewarm piss. Do I look as if I turned down a villa in the south of France? Everyone set? Everyone ready? This is what we came for.
So, I mean, doing my research on Miss Maggie, man, I'm learning a lot of stuff. So all this amazing work you've seen her do, she never watched any of it. She said she didn't watch her own work, which makes sense because, I mean, I don't really be watching my videos unless I have to do the editing. That's really the only reason why I do it. But that's the only reason why I watch it. I'll be watching our videos.
He's a hater.
I mean, a lot of people don't.
You're not a part of the Crib Crew. You're kicked out.
I think I heard Ben Affleck and them say they don't even watch their own movies.
You're not Ben Affleck. You're not the Batfleck.
I'm Batman.
You're just a J-Ho.
Horrible. But I mean, she said that doing all these movies. You would think that she would be known going to different places, but she's not. A lot of people really didn't come up to her until she started doing the Harry Potter movies.
Exactly.
But once she started doing that, that's when
not even after Sister Act.
Not even after Sister Act. But when she did the Harry Potter, a lot of kids used to come up to her and everything. But I remember back in the days when Harry Potter first came out, their parents were like, "You can't watch this. This is witchcraft, wizardry. This is horrible." And it was like really banning the books. I remember they were burning the books. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, I remember. I remember we're in Texas. If y'all don't know, but yeah, I heard that on the news, but they weren't doing that here. Like I didn't hear that they were like taking the books and like burning them, but in some states they were getting that crazy with it. They're like, "This is anti whatever, you know. We gotta take these books away. It's like demon worshiping." But here they're like, "Give us more books."
Exactly. So I mean, it was demon worshiping, but I mean, it still ended up selling. Harry Potter with J.K. Rowling ended up going big.
JK.
She made like 9 or 10. She made this came out with like 9 or 10 movies. So you know she was going through this, but it's real sad that now that she passed away, and also Dumbledore passed away too. So, I mean, it's just a sad situation. So, I guess it won't be...
Oh, yeah, we just covered that a few podcasts ago, like within the last month or two.
We covered the Dumbledore situation. That was a tragic situation. But,
I mean, but at least these people are old, man. She lived in 90.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, you see people that get taken out in their 20s, 30s all the time, or even earlier, 40s, 50s. I mean, living to 90, you did good.
True. And then on top of that, I mean, everybody paid tribute to her. I mean, King Harry, Sir Kerr, and also Daniel. Who's the person who played that Harry Potter? Daniel Radcliffe? I don't even know how to pronounce his name.
Daniel Radcliffe?
The dude who played Harry Potter?
I think so. I'm bad with remembering actors' names, so flame us down below if we didn't remember.
Horrible. Flame us down below if we didn't remember say the name correctly. But I mean, everybody paid tribute. Everybody paid tribute to her. They loved her work. I mean, she was basically she won a lot of awards. What's his name right here?
Yeah, Radcliffe.
Yeah, Radcliffe. She had a lot of awards. She had 1 Tony, 2 Academy Awards, 4 Emmys, 2 Golden Globes. I mean, she's been doing this for a real long time, and I mean, it just goes to show you how hard work pays off. I mean, she had like I said also here that she had her 2 sons, and they also had 5 kids. So I mean, I guess her legacy is gonna live on. I mean, it got to be pretty cool to say, my grandma.
That is him. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and then Ron Weasley is Rupert.
They didn't say anything about them mentioning her at all. I wonder what happened to them. I wonder what they.
What about Malfoy? I've seen him in a few things.
Probably, but I mean.
Gary Oldman as Sirius Black. He was good. You like Robert Pattinson the most?
Robert Pattinson.
He's from the Twilight series.
Twilight was fire. I remember that one. Twilight was fire. I did like watching that. But I mean, once again, you know, R.I.P. Miss Maggie. You know, a legend that we lost, never forgotten. I mean, I hope y'all watch a lot of her TV shows, a lot of her movies, man. Stay watching Harry Potter, man. One of the best things ever. But anything else you want to say about her before we have to go on?
No, it's time to throw you on the couch.
It is time. It is couch announcement time, man. DJ Gavin, play my music.
What?
Dun. Hey, man.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
Exactly, man. You already know who we are, man. This is couch announcements. This is
they want to do your OG.
Oh, Lord.
Couch announcements music.
Hey, so if you didn't know, man, we got a lot of stuff coming out, man. We got TFTC Sports with my boy Real Good _ We dropping episodes every Wednesday. I'm back on the gaming thing, man. They blocked a lot of my WWE episodes. That's why I didn't put them out. You know, I have to replay them again. Horrible. But and also, you know, my co-host out here playing. My co-host also out here playing with the Star Wars. You should play another Star Wars game yet?
No, I gotta play more Bounty Hunter. I have one episode that's that I gotta set up.
How long is this? How long is it? How many more? Is it like
It's a long game.
Is it an ending? Is it like a certain amount of Does it go by chapters?
Yeah, I forget. There's like 3 or 5 chapters, and each chapter has like 3 levels.
So you know,
I forget. I think there's 5 chapters.
True.
So we got 15 levels.
So we got that game. Also, we both got the new NBA 2K25. You know, that came out a couple weeks ago. I got to see what they have. Cause I remember the first one, they had the Michael Jordan mode. The last one.
Oh,
had the
they
Kobe
don't
mode.
have any mode this year.
That's what they don't.
They're cheating us. They say 2K is ripping us off every year. They had the Kobe mode, the MJ mode.
There's no mode on this one?
There's no mode. There's no Vince Carter mode.
That's BS. See? I know it. See?
There really isn't. I just thought of that right now. There really isn't. I mean, I'll show you after the podcast. There ain't no whatever mode. I think you could, but they've already always had that where you could do like my eras, where like you choose like it's basically like a my league, but you can choose like a eras of a few years back, and it's all the teams. Like you can choose the Miami Heat era, and you play a season back then of all the teams from back then.
Oh, like LeBron James joined the Heat.
Yeah, with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
Play with the old school Lakers.
Yeah, and you'll play like against the Knicks with Carmelo.
Is it a full
and like D Rose?
I wonder if it's a full 82 games.
It is. Okay, that's fire. But the thing is, the complaint I've heard about it is since there's so many teams that they don't have all the players. So sometimes you'll play a team that maybe played like 8 players or 8 or 9 players, but maybe only like 6 of them signed their contract to use them. So then you have like 3 or 4 like no-name players playing.
Oh, is Charles Barkley on it?
No. I don't think he ever signed his rights.
But we're going to keep you up to date on that.
But check out Crib Reactions, the golden child of all our channels that left this channel in the dust because y'all don't support us like that over here, and we hate you for it.
I mean, we're getting there. We got a lot of views on that episode.
Yeah, our episode views have been going up. We do appreciate that. But y'all need to transfer into subscribers. This channel's almost at 2K subs. The Clip channel, because y'all like short videos, because you got short attention spans and short brains. Y'all like the Clips channel better.
Of course, I told you so.
Of course, that's what everyone likes. But I'm like that. There's a few podcasts though where I either watch the podcast and don't watch the clips at all. Like every time the podcast comes out, I either watch the whole thing or don't watch it at all. And there's other podcast where I only watch the clips. I never watch the full podcast. So it's funny how that goes. How one is one way and one is the other.
Yeah, like the Jeff T podcast, I watched the whole Jeff T podcast. I wouldn't watch the clips, but with the Gilbert Arenas, I watch the clips. I wouldn't watch the whole episode.
You know what's funny is I'm the opposite. With the Jeff T podcast, I watch the clips. And with Gil's Arena, I watch the whole live show.
I mean, because sometimes they be loud. They just be laughing. It's just...
Well, yeah, I'll skip, too. Like, I'll skip through it if they're just, like, at a part where they're just yelling. Especially if, like, Rashad McCants is out there. You know, LeBron averaged 38 points a game against Rashad.
Oh, Lord.
But, yeah, check out. We got a bunch of views. We checked out Lisa. We checked out New Jeans. XG did a remix. Y'all really loving that.
Ooh,
that's already over.
That's fire.
It's actually over 12K views now. I checked it before. RM doing a song and then more XG moments. So yeah, check out all that stuff. Check out our other channels, gaming channel, the Clip channel, everything else we do. But we need to talk about the Diddler because he's striking again. Or is his Robin, his accomplice? We got Young Miami accused of harassing a woman to abort Diddy's baby in new assault lawsuit. So what's going on, Coast?
So basically, what's going on is another woman has stepped forward with a lawsuit against Diddy. She's going civil. This one isn't going criminal, but a lot of people say they already know who this John Doe is. So allegedly, this lady is saying that she's been messing with Diddy since 2020 when they met overseas, and then she said she met him. He was a nice person. Then after that,
she's going by love.
Exactly, she's going by love. Then it shows here in 2022. Diddy blew her phone up, got her to go on basically another trip. This time when she went on a trip, he gave her some funny tasting water. Next thing you know, she passes out. She wakes up with bruises on her legs and ankles. Basically to the point where she turned purple and she had bite marks on it. She said it wasn't. She was confused. I mean,
she got abused in Mike Tyson.
Basically, said she got abused. She got Mike Tyson. She said it was a lot of times where like Diddy would basically bring other people to the room, men and women. And
you ever wake up and not know where you at? When's the last time that happened?
That's why I had to stop drinking Four Locos.
Hey, you give my Coast a couple buzz balls, he'd be buzzing off.
Nah, let me stop playing. But she says that, I mean, with all this going on, with her basically talking to Diddy, going through these situations where times where like he basically drugged her and had his way with her, she still came back, which is crazy. And the reason why she said she came back, she said that since Diddy recorded, she felt like Diddy was finna blackmail her, so she couldn't really keep a job. Then on top of that, the way that Diddy was giving her allowance really also enabled her not to get a job. So she's blaming Diddy for all that. It's Diddy's fault that she didn't want
allowance is basically trafficking, which she's also getting accused of, and it's the thing because it's like you can't be paying women just to bada bing, bada bang, and it's like if you have them travel, that's considered trafficking.
Exactly.
If you have them going state to state.
This is exactly why he's in trouble. This is exactly why he's in trouble. That's why you get the racketeering charging, the trafficking charging, and that's where you see his lawyer on TMZ talking about, oh yeah, we got this. He orders the baby oil in bulk, and got everybody laughing. But it's funny how that is going on, and like everybody's only talking about the baby oil. They're not really talking about like all the victims and everything. But we're gonna see how that court case.
At least he used baby oil.
You can see how that court case goes. But
that's not right.
But more information on Young Miami. The lady's alleging that Young Miami was calling her phone, blowing her phone up, basically demanding and telling her to get a bore on the baby, get a bore on the baby, that she shouldn't have it. And I mean, the lady said she didn't do what Young Miami said, but she did end up having a miscarriage, unfortunately. And then once that ended up happening, she didn't talk to Diddy for 3 months. And then later on in 2022, Diddy started blowing her phone up again because he wanted to see her, calling her up on different phones until she agreed to go on a trip with him.
What's up, shoddy?
Hey,
some shoddy low.
That's what he was doing, so it's crazy.
But she's like, but I felt bad for him, so I answered the phone. And I went on a date with him.
Yeah, I went on I felt bad for him. I finally answered his phone call, and he said he wanted to take me to Turkey and Caicos, and
that's my favorite spot.
That's my favorite spot. They got this and they got that.
What's crazy is like people should never do bad things, and conduct that is bad should be punished. But what is weird sometimes in these situations is like when, especially even like the Cosby, where it's like this one girl was like, oh yeah, like he drugged me over the course of 2 years, and it's like, so you knew he was drugging you? And she was like, yeah. When it's like, but you kept going back. She's like, yeah. He was like buying me gifts and like getting me all these opportunities. I wasn't gonna pass up on that. And they're like, you didn't report anything? Like,
it's like, no, I was afraid for my life. And it's like you're telling two stories here. Like, yeah, I understand you're scared for your life. He might do all this other stuff.
You know what? They want their cake and they want to eat it too.
Exactly, that's what it is.
They want to basically extort, and then once enough times pass, they want to say, "Oh, I was only getting extorted because I was brainwashed," which is another form of assault.
Basically,
but it's all bad, which is probably true. Because I mean, if you throw enough money at a situation, you can almost brainwash anyone. And when you're that rich, you're like, do you want to go back to living in your little apartment that you could barely fit 3 people in? Or do you want me putting, $250K in your account every month, where basically life is nothing but whatever you want?
True. I mean, yeah,
and you know the Cosby was Cosby.
True, you know, and a lot of people are always gonna take the money no matter what. Like morals always go out the window when there's enough money on the table. And I mean, it's just sad and it's just sick
That's
how.
what you see.
Yeah, it's sad how sick how like you can go through a relationship and like you'll be with this person for like in her case like 4 years, and like you say Diddy was doing all this stuff for you, but at the same time he was giving you an allowance, so you was kind of taking it and you seen abuse.
Well, I think it's crazy. I think like that she also allegedly was also maybe going to be a part of this because she was kind of a part in getting other people to be involved and kind of what was going on and bringing other people in, almost being like a co-recruiter.
True.
And it's like, you know, to you almost get a pass for what you did, you want to say that you were almost brainwashed or manipulated, so you're a victim. You're actually not another aggressor. So I think, you know, she's might be just like trying to possum her way out of this, where she, you know, basically play dead. Like, I was the one abused. I was the one taken advantage of. I was the one that had my brain messed with.
Stockholm syndrome or something like that.
Yeah, like I wasn't. I had like, you know, I was you know, going along with it for whatever reason, but it's because he made me, you know.
True, and then
trying to avoid accountability.
And then on top of that, you see the way that Young Miami talks about her online. She calls her like, "Oh yeah, you miss nasty girl, you miss freak." So if she's saying all this stuff, like ain't no telling what you was doing. Like ain't no telling what you was really doing at these parties. Because if she's calling you a nasty girl and a freak and all this stuff, that means you was with some stuff. So it's like.
She's a very freaky girl.
Yeah, so it really like comes to me like
don't bring her to mama.
Horrible. So it's really like to me, it's like, well, how much?
First, she get her name.
Like with me with the whole Diddy case, like how guilty is guilty? How guilty is Diddy? Because if you went to Diddy party once or twice, I give you that. But if you've been to Diddy party 5, 6, 7 times, you've been messing with for 5, 6 years.
Like, I was trying to save people, but then I eventually just became part of the crowd.
Exactly.
It's not my fault.
It's Diddy's fault. He gave me he had all this alcohol out here. I'm like, but you knew the alcohol was tainted.
Oh, you know what's crazy? You know how we joke like Diddy had the honey pack or baby
the dildos
oil
and the baby oil?
You took it too far.
I'm just saying.
No, but you ever seen those people on like TikTok or Instagram where they make the short videos where like, oh, this is a gas station coffee drink where you get like all the contents in a cup and you put it in it. Someone had like the Diddy drink. And it had like the honey pack came with it. And it was like you pour in Gatorade, you pour in like 2 shots of what was this alcohol? Ciroc. You get like 2 of the Ciroc mini bottles and a honey pack. And you mix it all in and that's like the Diddy drink at the gas station.
I remember people pouring honey packs in Casamigos.
Sounds like you were at some parties.
I mean, hey man, people get litty. I mean, but I mean, not with Diddy. Diddy parties was crazy. Like the way they was talking about Diddy parties, like he was giving people bags of money at the end of the party, which was also wrong, which is a crime.
Having them sign NDAs.
Which is he was doing it. Have people sign NDAs.
I heard people say if you sign an NDA, if it's a crime, like you can not follow the NDA. But I'm like, can you? Or I thought that's like the whole part of the reason that.
It don't make no sense. You know the police and the feds make up their own rules. It's like, yeah, this is a crime. Like you can have you can smoke marijuana, you can smoke weed, but once it passes this number, it's a crime. But if it's federal, then you really can't have none of it at all. So it's like it makes no sense. Like you see people selling growing plants and everything in Colorado, and you see like you read the law and you be like, oh yeah, it's legal, but every now and then the FBI they'll randomly raid your place and burn your whole crop circle just because you're not supposed to have it, but statewide you can have it.
I've heard of that. I've heard of people like getting caught up over there and then moving over here. Once they get caught up,
it don't make it because it's just they FBI runs by their own rules and they do what they want to do. Like with the whole Diddy situation, like the girl, like the state legal age is like 16 to 17.
Where's Christian Combs? He needs to be in jail too.
Christian Combs is in trouble too with the whole little boat situation. They got the whole little Diddy family in it. Man, this whole Diddy situation is getting crazier and crazier. But we're gonna keep you posted on this. Ain't no telling who is next gonna be
never
into
let
this.
The Diddy topic die.
I won't, man. We gon' free Diddy. It's free Diddy.
Take that.
Innocent.
That's what you would say.
Exactly. But speaking
of taking that, We got Bill Haney explains why they're suing Ryan Garcia. Welcome to boxing, the Devin Haney era. What do you mean when you lost?
Horrible.
Devin Haney hits Ryan Garcia with a battery and fraud lawsuit following their April title fight. Claims he would have never fought if he knew Garcia tested positive for PEDs. So now he's filing an assault case.
Basically.
That basically means he's a phony jabroni. He's a snitch, and he basically should hang out with Robots and Richie.
What you talking about? This is the new Devin Haney era where we suing people.
Where we snitch. What is he, snitch 9?
Horrible. But I mean, he, like my co-host said, man,
ridiculous.
He's seeking damages for battery, fraud, and breach of contract. Because yes,
He said, you ruined my image.
Basically,
I would have never fought you if I knew you were on steroids.
Exactly. Everybody remembers
knocked me out and you're a steroid Hulk.
Horrible. Everybody remembers the April fight where Ryan Garcia knocked out Devin Haney 3 times, knocked him on the ground. But it looks like I mean, even though Ryan got suspended for a year, got fined at least $1.2 million, the fight got ruled a no contest. The Haneys, they not finished with this. They out for blood. They want more money out of the situation. We got Bill Haney basically talking about this, and then we got Ryan Garcia giving his response. Once this happens, we gonna come back and let you know why Devin Haney needs to retire.
Don't let this go over your head. Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions were awarded $1 million for damages for the fight Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia on April the 20th. I asked one question, is why would Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions receive $1 million in damages? What damages did they occur? For that, Devin Haney Promotions and me, we thankful to Devin Haney and stepping up and allowing us to do our job with Devin Haney Promotions and sue the entire outfit. So with that saying, the suit stands, and Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum, I'm ashamed that you as an attorney also would advise that fighters don't sue. I mean, haven't you been sued before? Marvin Hagler, Terrence Crawford, so lawsuits are part of business. Welcome to boxing and the Devin Haney era.
The snitch era.
Horrible. And here's what Ryan says. Ryan says, I'm being sued for doing my job. This MF has been in a Netflix documentary, but this right here is the final. You're earning. He's just simply struggling from left hook syndrome.
He got knocked out.
Facts. So, I mean, everybody told him watch out for the left hook. That's all Ryan got. Devin Haney ain't watch out. He got knocked out. And ever since then, I mean, it looks like Devin Haney's just scared. He hasn't picked another opponent yet to fight. Even though Ryan's been suspended for a year, Ryan can be eligible to fight coming up this April 2025. So I mean, Devin Haney
be getting ready for it,
and it has me, and this has me thinking like, I mean, all these boxers are saying like, once you've been knocked out, like the chances of you getting knocked out again is basically greatly heightened. So I mean, I'm guessing that like
he got knocked down though, didn't he? To get knocked down,
knocked out, same thing.
That's the difference.
He counted to 10. 3 times.
They threw the flag.
I mean, Ryan also says that. Ryan says that he told David Haney and them throw the flag. He wouldn't throw the flag in. So that's what Ryan's camp is out there saying. Like they're saying, like, we told you to stop the fight. You didn't want to stop the fight. You seen the weigh in. You said I said that I was supposed to make 140. I came in at basically 143.2. I mean, then later on came out and said, I missed the weight on purpose, and you still wanted to have the fight, but like you said,
yeah, you can't go through all of that and agree to it even after you had all these other indicators, and then now after you lost, want to be like, I lost because of this. I wouldn't agree to it because of this when you actually knew about most of the things going on. So I think it's ridiculous. It's petty. It looks weak to sue your opponent, especially in boxing. Like it just makes the sport look ugly.
Yeah,
this is why more people are going to UFC. Honestly,
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. Because let's say Ryan Garcia didn't test positive for basically being Austrian. What you would have said then, like Ryan Garcia came in overweight, so if he would have won, you'd be like, oh yeah, only reason Ryan won was because he was overweight, but you accepted the fight.
Yeah.
Like once you seen that he was overweight, you could have just stopped it right there.
You didn't have to go.
You had to go through it. You have to worry about all this other stuff. I mean, because they all like everybody's saying like, oh yeah, 3 pounds ain't. I mean, 3 pounds ain't nothing. But then you see real boxers saying, oh yeah, 3 pounds is a lot because when they basically rehydrate back to the original weight, whoever's
like 15 pounds.
It's really like 15 pounds, and the person's like lower.
Didn't he have even a rehydration clause?
That was
that was with Tank.
That was with the Tank.
That was Tank's cheating self.
I mean, but that's what they're saying boxers need to do nowadays, so this stuff won't happen. So, because a lot of people like the whole Canelo fight that happened, where the other dude ballooned up to like 190 something. So I mean, it's happening in boxing a lot. You coming in at one weight, then the next day you're rehydrating. So they need to put rehydration clause on all these people. I mean, maybe start doing drug tests before and 2 times
before and after.
Remember, like the whole Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao, how they had the Olympic drug test.
That's crazy.
I mean, you got to do it.
They did that fight like that's what people hate. That there's a lot of politics in boxing, and like the Floyd Pacquiao fight happened like 10 or 12 years after it should have happened.
I mean,
it was way late. Like Pacquiao, who's even older than Floyd, was like super old by the time they fought, and like at the very tail end of his career.
Yeah, but that's what happened. That's what they said is gonna happen with the whole Canelo and David Benavidez. Then they said like, oh yeah, Canelo won't fight him until probably he's about to retire. But that's what the game these boxers do. So it looks like a lot of boxers have different strategies and everything. And it looks like Devin Haney and them camp just got too cocky. Like they wanted to fight Ryan Garcia. They fought Ryan so many times in the past. They thought this was gonna be a cakewalk, even though he was 3 pounds over. And look at this, he was 3 pounds over and doped up, knocked you out. Now you over here contemplating retiring.
He got knocked the F out.
Because you don't even know if you want. Like, what if he gets in another fight? The next fighter is perfectly fine. He makes weight. He isn't doped up, and he knocks Ryan out. I mean, he knocks Devin Haney out.
Then we're gonna laugh.
See, it's just too much, man. It's just too much. But we're gonna keep you posted on this whole Bill Haney, Devin Haney situation. You guys comment down below who you guys want to see them fight next. I mean, Ryan Garcia is 24-1, 29 knockouts. Haney's 31-0 with 15 knockouts. Still can't knock.
31-1.
You gonna let it slide?
Nope.
Horrible. But moving on here, man. Speaking of horrible,
we got Caitlin Clark denounces racist trolls who have attacked her basically on her behalf. Those aren't fans. If you haven't been watching the WNBA playoffs, Caitlin Clark got eliminated. She got swept. Unfortunately, in the first round, it is a 3-game series, and they lost the first 2 games, basically, getting swept in that series. Caitlin took a lot of shots. She basically tried to put the team on her back, but she was unable to basically get that done. She played against the Connecticut Sun, and it looks like her rival Carrington ended up getting the last laugh. But a lot of other fans of the Connecticut Sun, you got Angel Reese from the Chicago Sky, all talking about how Caitlin Clark fans have been really targeting the players going against Caitlin either in the regular season or now in the playoffs when she was playing the Sun, and going after their players, going after the team, really saying nasty comments that are unnecessary. So we're going to see a video clip with her being asked about it here in an interview.
James and Chloe.
Caitlin, when your head coach came out with a statement today saying she denounces all the racism that some people have felt in this league, players, trolls online, all those things, as one of the biggest stars in this league, what are your thoughts on the things not only your teammates have to endure, but just the entire league? And obviously, you've spoken on this before, but just now that your coach and your GM are talking about it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats. Those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization, the WNBA. But there are a lot of really good fans, whether they've been fans for 20 plus years or whether they're new fans in our league. I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing that we can do, because there are so many great players, there's so many great teams, there are so many positive storylines that can be written and celebrated. And for me, that's why I became a fan of this league, is these people were my idols. I grew up wanting to be like them. So I think continuing to uplift and, you know, represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
Chloe.
It's just horrible, man. Yeah, it's just horrible out here. You can't have one without the other. You can't have growth in the WNBA with a couple.
Can't have growth without racism.
I mean, basically, no, you can't. You can't have growth without racism. I mean, you know how people are. There's a lot of people out here that's trolls, especially with the social media age.
Well, they're
trolls
saying, you know, like Indiana and what did she play for Iowa before?
Yeah.
So they're saying that she comes, you know, from predominantly white communities where they say also there's pockets of racism still alive, so that when she's playing other teams, that they are being targeted with either death threats, racist just tweets or talking or comments in general. The Angel Reese has been subjected to this, and even Carrington has been subjected to this, and other players of the Connecticut Sun. And so I know that she's not doing it, but it seems like a lot of people that are Indiana Fever, Iowa fans, or Caitlin Clark fans in general have been the ones doing the most egregious comments and attacks on players. And you can really see it, because usually half the time they have her as like their profile pic, or their account will be like Fever Fan or Caitlin the GOAT, or, you know, kind of all, you know, accounts that are paying tribute to her. So what do you think? I know it's not, you know, she doesn't pick, you don't pick who's your fan, but it seems like her fans are kind of getting a record of being reckless and racist to other players that Caitlin is going against.
I mean, I don't feel like it's her fault. She said it multiple times, like she doesn't support this. This isn't what it's supposed to be like. Everybody's supposed to be supporting one another, but I'm guessing they giving the same energy. Her fans are giving the same energy the WNBA players are doing to my girl. You see that she's like one of the most blitzed players in the WNBA.
So you're saying since Caitlin Clark is getting flagrant fouled or pushed or basically getting a little rookie hazing, that it's okay for her fans to be racist? Is that what you're saying, co-host? The fans want to know, the crib crew want to know, is it because, like, oh, you want to push my girl? Well, watch this racist comment. I'm going to throw it your way.
I mean, but you seen that girl Deja, she popping out like that. Pow. Hit her in the eye. So, I mean,
she hit her with the Cobra.
Exactly. So her fans ain't, you know, they not tolerating that.
Shout out Carrington.
They see that, you know, you see the WNBA is playing dirty to Caitlin Clark. All they got is Aaliyah Boston, and she ain't tough enough to stop everybody. You see Dejanay's girlfriend is on the same team as her, so she not really protecting
people were asking like why she wasn't really playing, because she played like she got usually pretty decent minutes the whole year, and then when they played the Sun, she was getting like 10 minutes a game, and they're like, because they can't trust her out there.
Exactly.
She ain't gonna play hard against her girl.
See. But I mean,
I'll solve that problem. Carrington need to hit me up.
Horrible, but like I said,
leave that in the past.
But like I said, it's not Caitlin's fault that this is happening. Like she's saying, like she doesn't want this to happen, but it's just what's going on. Like with that, and on top of that, you have like ESPN. They basically feeding into this. They only want to talk about this to get the views up, because nobody really, before Caitlin Clark, ain't nobody care about the WNBA. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There a lot of people said like when they got swept in the playoffs, the Fever, that like, oh, no one's gonna watch the rest of the playoffs. You're gonna see the viewership go completely off. No one's gonna care anymore. So I'm gonna see when the numbers come out that like, did the viewership after they got kicked out of the playoffs, if it fell off a cliff or not.
I'm pretty sure the WNBA finals, once that goes on, those numbers won't be higher than any of the Fever games. Because the Fever.
Oh, you don't think they'll break any of the Fever game viewership?
No, I don't think. I mean, they will look some of them, but not like the championship
hopefully
ones.
we can get that data, because that would be really interesting to check out if the NBA Finals got more viewership than maybe like a Fever versus Chicago Sky when she's playing Angel Reese or something.
I mean,
but it's crazy. The Connecticut Sun had their number. Carrington's had her number. She played her heart off. She had the Kobe mentality of basically, I'm not going out like no punk. But, unfortunately, even her taking it upon herself, she shot terribly. A lot of the games she shot, it was like, 3 of 13 from 3 or 3 of 15 from 3. And it's like she was launching them threes, but she wasn't making them. And, it looks like that's the only thing that I know, that she's a great passer because she gets double teamed a lot. So she's like able to read and hit the open person. But I think for her to get really a full level of her game, she needs to become a way better dribbler because that'll free everything up to where she can actually create separation. Because a lot of times it looks like with the three, she's just like either quick launching them or she has this little push off move, which really anytime it's like a 50-50 call if the ref wants to call an offensive foul. Because she's definitely doing the Jason Tatum push off. But she's tough. It seems like she's having a really tough time getting her 3-pointers off because everyone's like, we're not letting her shoot threes on us.
Yeah, basically. Or they pushing her to the ground, or as soon as
shoot. We want more of that in the NBA. So, the WNBA, come on now. That's what we've been asking for. We want a little toughness, a little roughness. If you're new in the league, you're in the rookie, you come into the paint, you're getting put on your butt.
Do you think
you're gonna shoot a 3 in my face? Poking you in the eye.
Do you think it's ever gonna get bad enough to the point where they have a malice in the palace, like the NBA, like the NBA
fight?
A fight with like the
I
girls?
don't think so, because they put rules so strict now that like the punishment is really crazy. So I don't really think anyone's trying to throw away their career or set a bad example. I think, they may be spicy with their comments. But I don't think there's going to be no malice at the Palace Brawl in the WNBA game. Angel Reese was even talking about this topic in her podcast because, the Connecticut Sun were voicing that they had seen a bunch of racist comments on their Instagram and YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And, and Angel Reese is like, see what I'm talking about? Anyone that's going against her gets death threats, racist comments. People try to dox them, give up their location. Like what happened with the Lions coach.
But it's not as different as back when Bill Russell.
It's worse than the Beehive.
It's not worse than when Bill Russell and them was playing basketball with Larry Bird.
No.
It's not. It's basically like, I know.
So you should allow it?
Nah, you shouldn't allow it.
You ain't for the people, Coach. You got to protect the people.
Of course, I'm all for protecting the people, but at the same time, I don't want all these games to stop. Because it's looking like here, the WNBA players are looking like they're saying, we'd rather get no views than get views and get this disrespect. Because, you going to get, before it gets better, the
internet is the internet. And I think what's maybe soft with the WNBA, or maybe not soft, but they're just never been had to deal with before, is if you look at football or basketball and you see the NBA or NFL fans and you look at any of the comment sections, after every game there's major overreaction. If your team wins, it's the greatest team ever, you're going to the Super Bowl. If your team loses, everyone's at that trade this player, get rid of the coach, take out this person.
Remember LeBron? LeBron had threats and everything at his house.
Yeah, LeBron, he's actually had to deal with media all throughout the evolution of social media. So that's been pretty crazy to see. But that's always been around. But I think that's always been mainly a part of the men's game, where if you look at women's sports, it's mainly all encouragement and encouraging each other. But when the men viewership comes, it's gonna smack talk is gonna come. It's like
that's what I want to see.
It's like the Call of Duty lobbies. They're not used to the fans that are gonna talk trash on that level.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, this player's better. Oh, this player's better. Oh, but we both love the WNBA. That's not happening in the comment section when there's men in the comment section. They're basically gonna go in there and be like, oh, you like this player and I don't like them. I'm gonna hunt you down and gut you like a fish. Dudes take it that
Serious.
level in comment section or even video game audio all the time. So I don't think they're just used to that level of toxicity that male fans have when it comes to sports or anything that they're into, including Star Wars or anything. Halo.
True, but I feel like that's what they're just gonna have to get used to because women ain't watching WNBA.
The men are tuning in. We're tuning in. We're watching it. We're talking about it.
Yeah, the men are the majority. The only people really tuning into WNBA like that. You can say, "Oh no, it's the women doing it," but where? It's been WNBA has been going on this whole time.
What's going to be hilarious is next season. I'm going to get us both a WNBA jersey. I'm going to get you a Caitlin Clark jersey, and I'm gonna get an Angel Reese jersey, and we could maybe react to the highlights.
Horrible.
And they're gonna be like, "That's not right. You're supposed to support Caitlyn," and they're like, "That's not right. You're supposed to support Angel." And we're like, we always go against the grain.
Horrible. Promoting unity, but I mean, I hope the situation gets better. I really don't like all the basically racial stuff that's going on. I mean, if you finna say something about the basketball players, you can say they suck, say they can't dribble left, can't dribble right, can't shoot.
I can't
but you don't
say
gotta go
nothing.
racist
I
with
got
it.
my OG Twitter account permanently blocked for
You
trash talking Kevin Durant, to where he cried and reported me to the Twitter police.
You called him you tried to give him a cupcake.
I said he was a cupcake. I didn't try to give him one. No, I'm just saying, we know what type of cupcake Kevin Durant is. The cream-filled one.
All right, well, speaking of cream-filled ones, looks like here.
What's cream-filled over here, Carlos?
It looks like here, man, the
playoffs.
The playoffs is cream-filled. The Liberty is finna wax that butt, man. Listen here, man. This WNBA.
New York's up 1-0. Connecticut Sun's up 1-0.
Exactly.
We got the first two games of the semifinals away. The next game's coming. I really wanted the Seattle Storm and the beautiful Gabby Williams to get past Las Vegas, but unfortunately they swept.
You knew that wasn't going to happen.
And then, unfortunately, Caitlin Clark, who is America's sweetheart, couldn't hit anything. She got signed to 10-17, like she was a part of Brick Squad from 3. She couldn't hit the ocean from the beach. But Carrington got most improved player, and now they drove them over a win over the Minnesota Lynx. And Vegas looked like they had nothing for the New York Liberty, who are out to get revenge. But we have the two stars of the games here, Breonna Stewart and Alyssa Thomas from the two games. What are your comments on either game, Coach?
So, I mean, first starting off with the Liberty and the Aces, I mean, this game right here is a rematch for the ages, man. Breonna Stewart came out here busting, man. Like she said, man, 34 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Not like last year when she basically lost to the Aces. Allegedly, they were saying that Breonna Stewart...
Was that the finals last year, or was it a semifinal?
I think it was...
Comment down below if you remember.
Comment down below if you remember. But, I mean... Oh, yeah. I think it was a finals. I want to say it was
the finals.
I want to say it was the finals. Basically, what happened was Breonna Stewart was having family problems. Her father-in-law basically passed away.
So she missed some games.
So she didn't have her head in the right space. That's what she didn't. Basically, was messing up.
Yeah.
Basically, was messing up. But I mean, this right here now is different. New York Liberty are now ranked number 1. Before the last time, the Aces were ranked number 1. So the first 2 games was in Las Vegas. So they, the Liberty when they finally went home, they were already down 0-2.
But
so
now the tables have turned.
Now the tables have turned. So now it's looking different. I mean, Breonna Stewart out here busting.
Well, Asia Wilson looked like she was getting locked up, man.
Yeah.
She didn't look like herself at all. She didn't look like the MVP. She didn't have any rhythm the whole game. I don't know. They didn't look like they had it.
She was 21. She dropped 21 points. She was 6 for 19. But Chelsea
was she the number 1 scorer on Vegas?
I mean, usually Chelsea Gray supposed to be, but Chelsea Gray, she's coming off injury. You had that situation, and then the whole Olympic situation with Chelsea Gray and the whole Caitlin Clark. But
who was the second leading scorer for Vegas?
It's supposed to be Chelsea Gray.
No, in the game. Do you have the stats right there?
The second leading scorer was 24 points. Was Plum.
Kelsey Plum. She played pretty decent. She attacked the rim and hit some threes.
She dropped 20. She had 24. Asia had 21.
And then what did Sabrina have?
Sabrina dropped. Let's see here.
She's a starter.
21.
21.
She dropped 21. 3 for 6 from the 3. Jaquilla Jones, 13 points, 12 rebounds. I mean, this game was crazy. I mean, first off, Chelsea Gray only dropped 4 points. She was in it for 26 minutes. I really honestly think she's still hurt. That's why she's not going to – that's why she can't really give it all. That's why I'm glad I picked the New York Liberty to win this series. And also, as I'm looking through this whole thing, it's just crazy. I mean, like, they can't stop Jaquilla Jones. Jaquilla Jones is too tall. She's getting the rebounds, and on top of that, she can shoot a 3. They Aces are getting out rebound at least by 9. this past game, and on top of that, I mean they got basically out turnover. Liberty had 10 more turnovers, 10 more steals than them, which basically converted it into 16 fast break points. So if the Aces want to beat the Liberty, they can't do this. They can't turn over the ball. They need to find a way to get Kelsey to score more. I mean, 4 points isn't enough because these girls, Sabrina and Brianna, they can shoot. Like, we'll see them. They're dropping logo threes, rainbows, all in front of Asia face. Like, they don't even care. So it's looking like, I mean, and I don't think that the Aces can shoot like that. I don't think they have anybody on the starting lineup. I really don't think they can really shoot threes like that. Kelsey Plum, I don't really see as a shooter. Asia can shoot a little bit, but not really from the 3-point line. Kelsey, she looks hurt. I mean, only person I really think they can probably shoot from the 3 is Jackie Young. She all right, but I mean, it's still not enough. I mean, the way that the Liberty is playing, it's just crazy. But how you feel about the whole Liberty game? Before we move on to the next game, how you feel about the Liberty versus the Aces? Do you feel like
I feel like the Liberty have their number. I feel like they've been the better team all season. The Aces have that rough spot where they really didn't play well, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like they have that same dominance. I think the Liberty are going to go on to the NBA Finals. And we'll see what they do there. But unfortunately, I don't know. Like in the playoffs, you want to hit your stride at the right moment, like Dallas did last year. Unfortunately, they got hot all the way into the finals and then flamed out. But, that's what you want to do. You don't want to be struggling to get out of there. But, yeah, that's basically my thoughts. The Liberty, I think, are going to win the series. But we'll see. We'll see if Las Vegas got any fight if they come back in Game 2. But then we also got the Connecticut Sun, who sent Caitlin Clark home. They swept her in the first round. And now they're playing the Minnesota Lynx, which have been dominant all season.
They knocked
really
out
killing
Diana
things.
Taurasi.
Yeah, they sent they maybe retired Diana Taurasi. But, yeah, the Connecticut Sun, they look like, they're not as good of a team, but that they've had the number for the Minnesota Lynx all year, that they won 3 out of the 4 matchups. And that, it might be one of those just bad matchups. We see Alyssa Thomas here, the triple-double threat, having 17, 10, and 9. And they put the complete team effort in. Carrington had 13 points. Mabry had 20. And, Bonner had 10, the veteran there. So their whole team kind of chipped in. And they look like they got it figured out. It was a close game. Even the game they lost was like a buzzer beater. I think you told me that. But we'll see if the Connecticut Sun can keep their team chemistry going. It looks like they have the Minnesota Lynx number. So I'm actually going to say I think it's going to be a Connecticut Sun versus the New York Liberty final.
Yeah, it might be a Connecticut Sun versus New York Liberty final because the Lynx, when the Lynx played the Mercury, they were balling. I mean, they was 50% from the field, 40% from the arc. And both the past games ended over at least 100 points. But this last game you see right here, 73 to 7.
Oh, yeah, that Mabry girl, she really killed it from 3. She had 20 points.
She already 6 of them.
She was the one that was on the Chicago Sky with Angel Reese, but she got traded to the Sun. And I think the Sky messed up. I thought when they did that trade, why would he get rid of that girl? Because, I saw her watching the Angel Reese and Chicago Sky games. I really like her game, so it looks like the Connecticut Sun are proving me right that she's a good player, and she's been killing it for them from the 3-point line and in the playoffs.
True, she's been killing it for the 3-point line in the playoffs, but it looks like here the Lynx not killing it from the 3-point line. Now that they playing the Suns, there was only 5 from 20 from the 3-point line. It looks like when they play the Suns play the hard press defense, and they can't get in the rhythm like they normally get in the rhythm. And like McCole said earlier, the Connecticut Suns has had the Lynx's number this whole season. So this looks like it's not really finna be an easy one for them. This is the best out of 5 series. So all you have to do is just win 3 games and then you're automatically out of there. I don't see the Lynx getting swept. I honestly think they're gonna win Game 2. Then I want to say that they're going to lose game 2, and then game 3 they're going to win, but then game 4 they're going to lose, and then they'll be eliminated. I feel like that's going to happen with both of these games.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what's going to happen. We will continue to cover it. Even though Caitlin Clark is out, yes, we are still covering the WNBA. Y'all some haters. Because everyone said, now that Caitlin's out, no one's going to care. We still care because my girl Carrington's going to the ship.
Exactly. And also, the next game will be this Tuesday, October 1st. The next game, and then the following one's going to be Friday, then Sunday, then Tuesday. But we definitely will be keeping you posted on this, man. Let's go New York Liberty, man. Jones, I can see you winning it, man, holding up that ring. Ain't no three-peat.
Speaking of championship aspirations, we have the New York Knicks and Minnesota Timberwolves making the first blockbuster trade. A lot of teams, their media day was today on Monday, and you're not expecting any trades over the weekend right before media day, and they did it. They're sending the Minnesota Timberwolves are sending Karl Anthony Towns to New York, and New York is sending Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Basically, it's a salary dump. They can't afford to pay Cat, and so they basically got rid of him. They got rid of one great all-star level player for 2 decent starter level players. DiVincenzo will come off the bench, but with Mike Conley's age, I think it'll be DiVincenzo playing a lot of minutes, getting almost starter minutes by coming off the bench and relieving Mike Conley, being able to rest Mike Conley and have him play, not such a heavy load. I think will be good for the Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves got depth and contract flexibility with Randle being an expiring contract, and the Knicks desperately needed a center with Mitchell Robinson being out. He's going to be out for, undetermined amount of time. It could be 2 months. It could be 6 months. And you don't want to roll the dice and not have no center. So they got the big cat. He's the only guy available right now, probably the best center that they could get. He's played power forward or center his whole career. And they're going to have a lot of floor spacing. And they say, the big cat sucks at defense. But with having all the wing defenders with OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart, they said that they'll be enough to cover up the Cats' mishaps when it comes to the defensive end.
Exactly. But we got a video right here. Basically, of media day, we got Josh Hart and a couple of other players basically let you know how they feel about their new teammate.
What report? You got Cat? Oh, wow. It's crazy.
I was always a Knicks fan. Obviously being a Jersey boy too. I just grew up in the Knicks hysteria, and just the vibe and the culture and the energy. So it was one of those things that, playing Madison Square Garden was like the greatest honor in the world where I'm from. So, but I was a Knicks fan, and, I ended up in Minnesota. The Knicks were one of the only teams that gave my dad a chance out of college. He actually made the training camp squad, and he broke his ankle after one of the practices, and obviously his career never happened. Became a coach. But, just knowing that the Knicks saw my dad as, talent worthy of being in their gym, that was a huge honor to me. And I just wanted to kind of, in my mind, finish the steps he had. He made it to training camp, put all that work in, went through college, busted people up, getting blocks, getting rebounds, and all of a sudden he makes it to the league, and, career's gone like that. So I was like, maybe I could finish that. Maybe I could keep the legacy going and finish what he started.
Did you say hi to Carl when you got here?
Excuse me?
Did you say hi to Carl when you got here?
Who's Carl? Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
Don't know who that is.
Oh, that's hilarious. But I mean, with this trade going on, who do you think are the winners and losers?
My immediate reaction over time, I think it's more of an even trade, kind of both teams winning by getting what they wanted. The Wolves really didn't want to go into the next apron in the salary cap because there is a hard cap, and they didn't want to face all those harsh penalties. So the Wolves did get that cap flexibility, and the Knicks desperately needed a center. Julius Randle, honestly, they didn't have a position for him. They have OG probably playing the 4, so Julius Randle would either have to play like off the bench or be like a backup 5. Or a small ball 5 until Mitchell Robinson came back. So Julius Randle honestly wasn't going to start, and they needed a center. So I think this trade does it. I don't think they wanted to get rid of DiVincenzo because he was part of the Villanova, the Nova Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny that they never got to play one game together.
True.
But, we're going to see what happens.
Well, I can't wait to see the Knicks versus Joel Embiid versus Big Cat. That's going to be a game. Two people that hate being in the post. Two people that swear they the next to Steph Curry.
I think they both dunked on each other. It's just like who's going to be aggressive that game.
Yeah, who's more in shit.
But they said that they feel like the Knicks did this trade because they maybe got rumors that someone else was trying to talk to Minnesota to get Cat. Because apparently they were shopping Cat pretty hard. No, the Lakers aren't making
they said Big Cat did buy a new home in California with his girlfriend.
That's because all the players just live in California, which is crazy because they get like a 3-month off season. So you're gonna have a home where you're only there 3 months out of the year,
basically.
And especially you go on vacation, you're gonna be there like 2 months out of the year.
But so with this team, we're gonna start with the Knicks first. So they're gonna have. So let me see. They're gonna have.
Their starting lineup will be Jalen Brunson at the 1, Josh Hart at the 2, Mikal Bridges at the 3, OG Anunoby at the 4, and the Big Cat at the 5. Now, their eventual starting lineup, if Mitchell Robinson gets back healthy in a couple months, I think Mitchell will start at the 5, Big Cat at the 4, OG at the 3, Mikal at the 2, Jalen at the 1 with Josh Hart coming off the bench. So that would be a pretty nasty lineup as far as having size, athleticism, defense, and shooting because everyone could shoot besides Mitchell. And then if you go with the lineup, everyone could shoot besides Josh Hart, and he's streaky. So every once in a while, we'll have a game where he hits like 2 or 3 threes.
Now I'm thinking about this with the Knicks going against Boston. They're gonna match up because Boston really don't have a big man at all that I can really think of. Besides, I don't even know.
Well, they said like Big Cat is gonna basically be like their Porzingis. So they might even still go with that other lineup and have Mitchell Robinson come off the bench and be a backup big. I could see them doing that and staying with the lineup with Josh Hart at the 2, Mikal at the 3, and OG at the 4.
And then when they play the Miami Heat, I can see them being Miami because all they got is Bam. And
the thing that's going to be so tough about New York is they have some of the best wing defenders. It's almost like with Kawhi and Paul George playing the 3 and the 4. Like they're going to be guard. Yeah, they're going to be able to guard the 2 other teams' best, guards or wing defenders, no problem. And that's what Mikal and OG are going to do. They're going to guard the 1 through 4. Whoever the 2 best players are, that's who they're going to guard. Basically, they're going to put Jalen Brunson basically like he's going to be their Steph Curry, or they're going to put him on the weakest guy that score on the other team.
Yeah, I can see it. I see Mikal Bridges and OG canceling out Tatum and Brown.
That's who they're going to have. They're going to have OG on Tatum, and they're going to have Mikal on Brown because they're like the same size. OG's the same height as Tatum. They're both 6'8". And then Jaylen Brown is like 6'6", 6'7", and I think Mikal Bridges is the same, like 6'6", 6'7".
True. And then when it comes to the point guard, I think the Celtics point guard, the Knicks point guard is way better than the Celtics point guard, and the Knicks center is way better than the Celtics center. So they gonna win that once you can. Once you cancel out the wings, you really don't got nobody.
I think OG can guard. If OG is healthy, he's like a Kawhi. It's like that's why the Toronto won the championship because remember that was Kawhi and OG on the same team. Mm-hmm. They were shutting everybody down.
And I don't think
because OG was able, who's really a small forward, power forward, natural small forward, undersized power forward that may do great in your lineup. But he was even able to, whenever all their centers had got injured, he was able to guard Embiid and like not get completely worked.
True.
Which is crazy.
And then when it comes to the Timberwolves, man, I feel like they went backwards. You saved money. I don't know who they finna be getting in the season to come, but you was like ranked 2 or 3 top. You gonna be guaranteed.
I think
top
they
3.
were guaranteed top 4. They were gonna guaranteed probably have home court advantage in the Western Conference. I look for them to maybe take another step. But honestly, with this, I see them taking a step back. I don't see them taking a step all the way back to a play-in team. I see them being in that 5 and 6 seed, which is still, guaranteed in the playoffs, not in the play-in, but you're not home court. Because I think their spacing is going to be an issue because Julius Randle ain't half as good as a shooter as Karl Anthony Towns, so you're not going to have as much spacing. And then Julius Randle, if he's not shooting a three, he's almost like a Carmelo where he needs to post up and do his stuff, which is hard for him to get his spacing because what's Rudy going to do? He's going to be right there on the block, bringing his guy over there. So I think, honestly, their best lineup will be having Naz Reid at center and Julius out there because you could have Naz Reid space the court and then let Julius do his post-ups. But they're trying to offset that with also DiVincenzo so they don't have to, rely so much on the rookie they drafted. Was it Dillingham?
Yeah, Dillingham.
And, because, they thought he was going to have to play a major role as a bench player, backup point scorer. But now DiVincenzo, who averaged like 18 points a game last year for the Knicks and shot over 40% from three, that he's going to help them with a lot of the bench scoring. So now when they go to their bench, he'll be their main scorer coming from the bench. And like I said, he'll probably be able to give Mike Conley rest where he's not having to play heavy minutes throughout the season.
Mike Conley definitely they need another point guard. They need to get Markelle Fultz. I think Markelle Fultz is also a free agent still. They need a couple. Yeah, because they point guard position is old. But, I mean, we definitely going to keep.
Because DiVincenzo isn't really a point.
No,
but he can ball handle enough to play point, almost like Devin Booker. But he's really good at shooting threes, so he'll space the court. And Anthony Edwards can handle the ball too. So I think with both of them being kind of combo guards, they're hoping that they can get it done. But yeah, it is kind of sucks sometimes when you don't have a good backup point guard to run the second unit. But if you got a gunner in the second unit, he don't need someone to pass him the ball. He's just going to launch it.
Yeah, I can see that. Like Anthony Edwards for the launch it as soon as he get the ball. But, I mean, hey, we're going to see how this goes. Comment down below how you feel about this trade. Do you feel like the Timberwolves, they're going to be worse than a 6 seed? They may be a play-in team.
I don't see them being a play-in. I think they'll figure it out. But I think Julius Randle will definitely get into it with Anthony Edwards and Gobert. Because they'll be like, Gobert, stop bringing your man over here. You're crowding me. And then it'll be like brushing off Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards will be like, it's my team. And he's like, I'm better than you.
I'm Jordan.
You're Pippen.
Oh, Lord. But speaking of Jordan and Pippen, man, moving on, it is time to say
say goodbye to D Rose.
Say goodbye to D Rose. Looks like here after 15 seasons, 35 years old, he's finally retiring. We got a video right here playing tribute to my dog D Rose. We're going to come back, let you know more about his basically NBA career and what we loved about D Rose.
Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league?
And be like, man, he's the biggest what if, blah, blah, blah. You right. What if I didn't get injured? What? I wouldn't have found myself. I still would have been a part of the fucking circus, bro.
To my baby Pooh. You have always had a basketball in your hand ever since the age of 2. As a young man from Inglewood, you fulfilled your dream of entering in the NBA. You are now leaving as a matured man with a beautiful family. You have always loved the game of basketball, and God has a new plan for you. Love you, Mama.
Aw. That was so sweet. But there you have it. Derrick Rose finally retires, man. I remember basically watching high school mixtapes, watching Derrick Rose, and basically I think he was on Simeon.
Yeah, that's right.
He was in Simeon. He was balling. Then he went from there. He went to Memphis. And then all I remember was he was basically a star dunking on a high fly dunking. But then they ended up losing.
To Mario Chalmers?
Yeah, he lost to Mario Chalmers in Kansas.
Kentucky.
Was it Kentucky or Kansas?
Kansas. No, you're right. It was Kansas.
And
it was the Jayhawks, right?
Yeah, the Jayhawks because they couldn't shoot They couldn't shoot
Mario
free throws.
Chalmers hit that like half court shot, descended to overtime, right?
Yeah, it was a nasty game, but I mean,
he's from Chicago, from the South Side, #1 pick overall, going to the Chicago Bulls.
He's up there with Dick Butkus because Dick Butkus is from Chicago also.
He's way better than Dick Butkus.
I mean, Dick Butkus is a legend also, and he also didn't win a championship either.
But unfortunately, he's like a Penny Hardaway, but a shade better because Penny Hardaway was going all kinds of different levels of high, and then he got injured. He only had a good 3-4 years, and Derrick Rose was the same. And then he had a handful of years where he was still good, but never got back to where he was. And then he kind of fell off to a bench player, and then like a veteran, and then now he's out of the league.
Came back and dropped 50 with Minnesota, right?
Yeah, that was like a random game. He dropped 50 and he cried, and that was a big moment for him, like his first big game since his injury. It was really shameful, man. A lot of people still blame Tom Thibodeau because he said that like
left him in the game.
Yeah, he left him in the game. They were already up like between like 15 or 20 something, and there's a handful of minutes left in the fourth, and it was in the playoffs, and they let him play, and he did one of his jump stop moves, and it's too much torque, snapped his knee, and he was never the same, man. It was really crazy because I believed in Derrick Rose. His first couple Adidas shoes were cool. After that, they were like whatever, but his first ones were awesome. And he was special, the youngest MVP ever.
Yes.
And I remember him single-handedly, like when he was a rookie going against the Celtics.
Uh-huh.
It might have been the Celtics' first year where they had Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. And they took them to 7 games in the first round. And it was with Joakim Noah and John Salmons and Ben Gordon and Tyrese Thomas and Kirk Heinrich. Like, that was a really entertaining Chicago Bulls team. Like, they definitely used to go at it. And then Derrick Rose got hurt. And then when he came back, he was still pretty decent. He still averaged, like, over 18 points a game. And so the Bulls were still, like, a top, 4 seed. And but every year they would find a way to lose to LeBron in Cleveland or the Heat. So it was just some tough breaks for D Rose. But unfortunately, his career didn't really match up to expectations or his early of his career. But at least, hey, he got to play that long. I don't think Penny played that long after he got hurt. So that's a blessing in itself. But, yeah, I always liked Derrick Rose. Even when he went to the Knicks, I would still play with the Knicks sometimes because it was nice to play with D Rose. He was so quick and athletic and could attack the rim. Super crazy athlete, but, yeah.
I don't think
happy
anybody.
Retirement.
I mean, looking at his 2008 draft class, I don't think there's that many people left still playing in the NBA. I mean, it was him, Michael Beasley. Mike Beasley didn't make it.
He's playing Big Three. OJ Mayo got kicked out of the league.
We got Russell. Russell still playing. He plays for Denver.
Westbrook.
Yeah. Kevin Love. I forgot Kevin Love. Eric Gordon.
It's crazy.
Eric Gordon still
they
playing.
say that Westbrook and D Rose were the 2 most athletic point guards ever.
Yeah.
And but I would say career-wise, they say D Rose, that he may be the only player to win MVP that may not go in the Hall of Fame, or if he does go in the Hall of Fame, it might be a few years, to get in. But I don't know if he's going to make the Hall of Fame, man. It's going to be close because he had a really great start to his career, but then after that, it was honestly a pretty average player, a little bit above average.
Yeah, you got to get it for the hype. I mean, come on now. And the fact that at least he's gonna get a retirement package. He's gonna be all right.
Oh yeah. He'll still have health care and all that. He'll get the retirement package and all that. But what do you think? Do you think that D Rose, in his prime before the injury, versus Westbrook in his prime, who do you have as a better player? Because you remember at that time, Westbrook wasn't atrocious from 3. He actually was half decent, and he was dunking on everyone, getting rebounds and assists, and playing some of the most aggressive defense you've ever seen. While Derrick Rose was attacking everything, he was using his speed. He didn't really dunk on people half as much. Westbrook definitely dunked on way more people. D Rose did still have some legendary dunks, but he only had a handful of dunks. He was a little bit smaller. I think Westbrook, honestly, I feel like D Rose had more explosiveness as far as like launching out, but as far as launching up, I think that Westbrook had more explosiveness vertical as far as actually how high he got. I think D Rose could travel farther as far as like where his launch point was and how his distance went. I mean, not really compared to Westbrook. Westbrook was a beast, man. He used to dunk on centers all the time like it was no problem. So if I'm going the most athletic point guard of all time based on what they actually did and how many poster dunks, even though D Rose had all the fancy layups and a handful of poster dunks, I'm going to say Westbrook is the most athletic point guard of all time.
I'm gonna go with D Rose. Only reason because looking at the roster, everybody was too busy worried about Kevin Durant. It was a lot of times that Westbrook had a lot of one-on-one situations, but with the Bulls, you knew it was going to Derrick Rose. You planned for Derrick Rose. If you was double training,
Ben Gordon.
Ben Gordon was getting. Ben
Gordon was scoring 30, 35. He was scoring more points than D Rose.
At that point, I don't know about it. At that point in time,
when they were on the same team,
they had Luol Deng, Drew Gooden, him, Kurt Heinrich, Larry Hughes, Lindsey Hunter, Joe Canoa.
Joakim probably averaged like 8 to 12.
Let me see.
Kirk Heinrich probably averaged 8 to 12.
They saying career average. Ben Gordon only averaged 14.9 career.
That's because they hated on him.
Let me see. 08, 09. That's minutes.
Come on, June.
20 points a game.
Yeah.
20.7.
He was averaging like 20 points a game, but in the playoffs, Ben Gordon was averaging 30 plus a game.
Probably.
The man was on fire. Oh, they only played one round, but yeah, he was averaging over 30 points a game against the Celtics.
He went from 20.
He was going toe to toe with Ray Allen.
Then he went 13. He went from 20 to 13 points.
That's because they hated on him. He was an undersized 2 guard, but he could shoot the lights out. I loved his game.
I did. I love. Ben Gordon game was nice. Now he all crazy.
Still have his jersey.
Now he all crazy, attacking landlords and everything. But enough about that, man. Let's say comment down below a great moment from Derrick Rose. Anything you remember about Derrick Rose, one of the greatest point guards that ever played a game, man. Nice high school mixtape. But moving on.
And he always stuck it to Brandon Jennings for whatever reason.
Horrible.
He hit game winners and all kinds of stuff. But speaking of losing one legend to retirement, to losing to one legend permanently, unfortunately, Dikembe Mutombo passed away. Said he's from 1966 to 2024. And, he was a legend, one of the block legends, one of the best defensive players. When you think of people winning Defensive Player of the Year and being a big man that blocks shots, you always think it's Dikembe. No. He even had his commercial. But we got a video clip, R.I.P. Mutombo. Let's see what's this clip about.
That's a 5th floor problem.
Okay. Not in my house. No. Not today.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more.
Dikembe Mutombo, Palando Macamba, Jean-Jacques Mutombo. When the Atlanta Hawks acquired free agent center Dikembe Mutombo before the season began, they were hoping he'd fill their need for a defensive presence in the paint. And so far, he's been a perfect fit. On cross right to the hoop, and Mutombo says,
Oh my God.
Into the team that is established themselves already as a been one of the great team in the league. And only one thing it was missing was just to see someone who can come up, stand out very tall in the middle.
Who's reading that?
Santa Claus.
Oh my God. Why does Santa Claus read all of our videos?
Hey, man, you better not pout. You better not cry. But hey,
Mutombo's going to tell you why.
But hey, man, Mutombo played 18 seasons. He played for the Nuggets, the Hawks, the Sixers, and the Rockets. He retired in the 08-09 season.
I remember him playing for Philly, of course, with AI and getting to the finals. But Lucas being too skinny to guard Shaq, so Shaq would dominate him. But then I also remember him on the Houston Rockets. It was the year that the Houston Rockets had all those injuries, but somehow were still good. They still won 22 games in a row. And during that 22 game win streak, I think T-Mac went down, and then I think Yao went down, and they had Ron Artest.
Oh, Lord,
and it was
Artest.
like the Ron Artest, Rafer Alston, and Dikembe Mutombo show. Oh, did they have Kyle Lowry too?
No.
Back then?
No, I don't want to say Kyle Lowry. Oh, no.
He was on Houston a long time ago.
I remember he was on Houston.
I don't know if he was on that team.
I don't think
but
he was on that team.
oh my God, they had like the OG Draymond Green. I'm picturing him in my head. I can't remember his name. He played power forward, and he shot like a weird shot at the free throw line.
Oh, can't remember off the top of my head.
Chuck Hayes?
Probably Chuck Hayes.
No, that's a different guy. No, but yeah, I just remember him coming in, and even though he was already like 30-something, like 37, 38, he would come in and play like 20 minutes a night, and he would still get like 4 or 5 blocks.
Of course.
Even though he was like old, and like he helped that team. So a team with like Rafer Alston, Ron Artest, who was scoring like 18 points a game, and Mutombo, like got to the Western Conference Finals, and they got to the semifinals, but they lost to Kobe. Kobe and Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom.
Oh, that was
Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown. Was that with Gary Payton though?
No, it was after.
After Gary Payton.
Yeah, they didn't win any championship with Gary Payton, or what's the mailman?
Carmelo.
Jeez.
And so Dikembe Mutombo finished second behind Hakeem Olajuwon. I forgot what happened. Hakeem Olajuwon with 3,289 blocks or 3,830 blocks. I know Mutombo made it to the Hall of Fame in 2015. They put him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
So
he was in the Hall of Fame for sure, and I still remember all the time whenever they were like at the All-Star game, and Mutombo was telling Jordan, is like, "Hey, you dunked on everyone, but you haven't dunked on me." And then it was like a week later they played the Hawks, and he caught him.
Horrible. I mean, did you also?
But you got to give respect to Mutombo, being second all time in blocks, and you have to have the courage. If you're gonna block a shot, you could possibly get dunked on. But are you just gonna never play defense because you can get dunked on? So you got to have a lot of charisma and a lot of oomph to get up there and jump and go for it every time.
True. I mean, that's why they retired his jersey. The Hawks retired his jersey, and the Nuggets retired his number 55 jersey. So, I mean, they respect him. So,
back in the day, they upset the Supersonics with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. It was like the year after they went to the finals, and they were like number 1 seed, and I think they lost to them in the first round back when there was like 5 games in the first round. And even though it was like back whenever the Golden State beat Dallas won like 60-something games, and then they lost to Steven Jackson and
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes and Jason Richardson and
Baron Davis.
Yeah.
I remember that. But I mean, R.I.P. to my dog Dikembe Mutombo. He passed away from brain issues.
Gone too soon, man.
I mean, his family said that this has been going on for the past 2 years now, that he's been fighting with this issue. But R.I.P. to a legend. Gone too soon.
We're gonna miss you.
We're gonna miss you, but
we'll do the finger for you. No.
Exactly. But it's time to talk about New Music Mondays.
New music, baby. And who's on the cover of New Music?
Who is
we
this?
got XG. They were on Vogue Plus, which is the Vogue online. So yeah, we check them out all the time on Crib Reactions, and so shout outs to them for getting on Vogue.
Exactly, but you already know, man.
Check out Music Mix number 5. Disappointment in my coast. He did not add a song to this playlist this whole week. So you know what? We're still rocking with Shoebox Baby and Lil Reese. Still listening to Davon Bennett. Hey, but at least there's 120 other songs on that playlist that you can listen to. And when I get to 150, it'll be Music Mix number 6.
I'm definitely gonna be adding 20 more songs to this by Friday.
Did we say 150 or 250?
We might do 250, depending on how I feel. But also,
how you feel?
Exactly.
How I feel, no.
Horrible. But also, man, we have here, man, New Music Fridays. Here's all the music that dropped, man. Moneybagg Yo dropped the deluxe. Also, Tony Rich dropped this tape. The Baby dropped this tape.
Tommy Richmond. Oh, he dropped his whole album.
Oh, man, I didn't know a Peso dropped. I could listen to some Peso.
The Loser, Duty Low, What Made Me, Peso, my co-host slipping on his pimpin', not listening to his OG, Big Homie G, and Peasy. A whole bunch of singles. Our boy Real Good _ Doty, who does a football show with us, he loves Playboi Carti, and he said this song with The Weeknd is timeless, just like the song title. Lil Durk, Turn Up a Notch. That was actually pretty good. T Grizzly and J. Cole, straight trash. J. Cole, he bowed out like a bum. But yeah, check out all the other songs. If you're into music, check it out. Here's the new music for you. We go over the new music every week and pick out a few of our favorite picks. But speaking of picks, we got my co-host's pick, Dewambulance, and this is his new mixtape, Wham 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 All the Way Home, Part 3.
Horrible. So,
how did you feel about this?
So my tape, the tape I picked for this week is How the F Is This a Mixtape, man. The baby, he just dropped this tape, man. It is 14 bangers on here. The tape started off with like the first 3 to 4 songs. He's basically taking accountability of what's going on, about what happened in his career. He's also talking about how he's basically not gonna let it define him. How people turned his back on him, and then after that, he was talking about basically how he just loves bad bitches and how he loves bad bitches that have attitude.
It's the end of the episode.
Basically, he loves bad bitches that have an attitude that's not friendly at all. He said that a lot throughout the whole album, throughout the whole rest of the album. To me, he had different flows and everything. When I looked it up online, a lot of people also did like it. They said the baby's back. So, I'm messing with it. Y'all gotta check out the baby tape, man. It is fire. But
I saw a bunch of blogs rate it like a 2 out of 10, but
you're a hater.
It is critically hated. So check that out if you want to waste your time. But speaking of real artists, we got the biggest duties. We got Duty Low, What Made Me. OTF artist, Duty Low. Lil Durk artist, OTF artist. King Von a Friend affiliate. He put out this album. It is pretty decent. I was listening to it. And I'm not even a Duty Low super fan. I do support OTF, but, I do have my favorite artists. But this tape is actually pretty good. He speaks on his ex trying to take him down and how he got through that. He has some nice features with Skilla Baby and Huncho. He got T Grizzly, Mozzie, more That's songs with Huncho, I Swear Vezo. So Fredo Bang. So a lot of the artists he usually works with made it on this tape, of course. And I really like all the feature songs. So yeah, I'll definitely give his album an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, solid, same thing. Solid release. Definitely check it out. The music is a little bit dry, so shout out Duty Low for putting something out. And shout out Don Tripp, man. He put out a music pick. He saves me. So if I didn't want to go with Duty Low, I could have went Don Tripp. He's dropping music projects like every month. And then Demigod by Fulio. I almost made that my music pick. I listened to that, and it had some good songs. But, man, it's crazy. He's, like, really trying to come back from the dead.
And people still using his Instagram page. But, man, they also using our Twitter page, also known as X. Make sure you follow me, Felix Supreme 305. Follow my co-host, Papa O-Block. He sometimes retweets my tweets.
I ain't tweeted in like a month and a half.
Horrible. But also, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, the comment button, and the subscribe button on this episode, man. Thank y'all for watching. Last episode got over 1K views. Episode before, this past episode got at least 500 views. We trying to get 1K again or more, man. I can see it happening, especially with this episode. But, hey, man, check us out on TikTok, Tales from the Crib. Also, check out us on IG, Crib Reactions, and Tales from the Crib 210. But, hey, man, it's your boy, Jesse J, Philip Supreme 305 with my co-host,
Chico Grande, Chico 2 times. Let me get us some outro music.
It's time for the outro music, man. Thank y'all for watching. Once again, Cardi B, You Ain't Right. Offset, keep cheating, dog, man. These hoes ain't ish. Also, my girl, Young Miami, you finna go to jail, man, messing with Diddy. That's an old man. He like 60.
Keep going pretty, boy. She like him old. She like him wrinkly.
She like the
Should we freestyle the outro? Nah, my co-host already took his headset. He's ready for bed. Exactly. He quit. He's throwing in the towel.
Whatever.
Like his name was Devin Haney. But thanks for tuning in. Chico Grande, Chico 2 times. Felix the Rare Cat, Supreme 305. If you watch this far, that means you truly love us. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out TFTC clips if you ever don't have enough time to watch the whole show. Check out TFTC Gaming. If you're into gaming, we will be dropping content this week. We're sorry for being slow over there. And then Crib Reactions, get us to 12K subs. Taking on Tana over the music reaction game. Checking out music from all over the world. But thanks for Thanks for tuning in with us, because we're tuning in with you, baby.